Asempa FM.
Sound so nice. Proud sponsors: Africa Queen Mackerel, EcoBank Ghana, Syntex Tank, Power Jet Batteries, Franco Trading, and Atabia Herbal. Omunyina boyen, the Ekosiise Apremo. Enti was debi amumwayen na yemfama sa impanyefo. Ene wukiada and sama hodo enegu yapono so. Yebeshana yedini nyina ho nkomo. And enso ye day 6 of the Beginning the Year Right series. Day 6, Beginning the Year Right series. And as we've said, we'll bring you the Beginning the Year Right conference. Na conference no year na watch ye we memende de yanimi ya na conference no baso. Baso Movenpick Hotel won Kran ha. Beautiful place. It will be a beautiful conference until Saturday 17th January. 8:30 a.m. na shasi anopa non watch ne fa memende ya Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. And you need to be there. You need to be there. Inti in someone what you radio so if beginning the year right speakers I the one abba new mamba be mo and identity. For example, you need a plan for your life for the year. How do you develop that plan? But that plan is extremely necessary. Because we be sit down cry when your plan and send we sit down. For your life, which is even more important, you need one. But how do you do it? And the speakers will take you through all of that process. Now, acquire obeshana wode afaso ehia papa enti munshanen so and that's why you need to be at this particular conference. Very, very, very important. Na oba ubenya yen official conference book. Ubenya 2026 personal improvement worksheet, one-on-one personal coaching session for Muamobeba. There will be job placement as well in the economic zones under the Ghana Skills for Jobs program. And about 300 jobs will be given out on the day. And you have to come. You have to come, Mepacho. This event is powered by Haptel. Useful every day. EDC Investment Limited. With EDC, financial independence is possible. And it's sponsored by Legacy Crop Improvement Center, empowering Ghana's seed industry. Anyway, any Numekua, Eso saying, ma yedi beginning the year right conference no abremo. But on radio, we bring you the series, day 6. And the Benya Ora Paul Mante. Paul Mante, a managing director. Ewo EDC Investment Limited. EDC EcoBank Development Corporation into EDC Investment Limited, which is a member of the EcoBank Group. On MD Ewo. Paul is also an elder of the Church of Pentecost. He's an author. He's a finance and investment consultant. Solid guy. And the Paul will join us. Na enra mi busan se Paul. Afi topic ben abepeso obedi hon komo. And he sent me this wonderful topic. Osei, the roadmap to financial independence. If you aspire for financial independence, then enkomo Osei with me etiebi. the roadmap to financial independence. In the end, no, or best scratch surface ne kakra. Na the real details, no, yeah, the best share a conference, no, because at the conference is also a speaker at the conference. Very, very, very important. Beginning the year, right? Series day 6. Paul will be joining us, and yeah, DM come. That will be at 3 p.m. You don't want to miss that interview. Honorable Davis Ansa Opoku Ensu Bedin Komo. Ono ye Emprayeso MP and Osei so a leading member of the Brian Echampon campaign. Onosba Bekayen sa e studio ani no Eddie and community. It's also an interview you don't have to miss. Inti Munshanenso emfa emayen. Oman hene kwabna Santia Bekansa ye me hear some segment no bremo and then so yate say honorable no brase it's not say mama yate say AFCON and a match for the African Cup of Nations at Ekosiise Morocco until 5 p.m. and ye day ye jumedi ne beba wie enne 5 p.m. just to make room for the sports team to take over and the live commentary abremo from the ongoing African Cup of Nations. Inti men same remember my hene kwabna santi akwaba na yeden komono ahihye so. Let me remind you say and for the past few days no mo say nya challenge with the YouTube live stream no. We are still working on it.
It was noise that
there was a lot of noise.
Yes, there was noise that there was going to be either an insertion or something to that effect about comprehensive. Yeah, there was noise around it. There was noise around it. But anyway, so Kobusa Nanaka for Kachira was there. We are not aware, say, capture ship. No matter. Yeah, no matter.
The national curriculum,
no matter capture was there. You're mindful detail for so a support here. Intino, yeah, Kasa, no Masabe catch us. Omasa catch us, manual, no cry, teacher manual, but it's been withdrawn. So I just now,
who has never out.
Well, I'm still in the schools. But according to the board chair, let us give it the respect and trust
of
NACA. As it's been withdrawn.
When was it withdrawn?
In fact, he admitted yesterday, say factual. Yes. And Oba no Pebeka say immediately they've taken steps to draw the attention of all.
No, but that is even a problem.
Yes,
because also we are Ministry of Education. Physical education and health for senior high school teacher manual.
I mean, you need him. See, I don't know.
Now when BP time they go print BB the kwa bontin say ya.
I mean, per se, you did be an MPP NDC. What I wanted
by some people to downplay it.
No. You cannot downplay this because I told him this morning. Say, maybe I consume the definition of gender. Maybe I consume we.
And to more sexual orientation.
Yes, maybe I consume
and gender identity.
Say, how can this be part? How can this be part of the book? So, me person say, "Oh my, no pay for no." So, I'm going to call you. If you film you free obi.
Yes.
Acquire almost to near to be. I can kind enemy can kind. So that deceptive politics. I want to tell them that they should stop it. And it's healthy for us as a country. Or might be a no kureka, no credit was a nano. We have a problem. Maybe the honest, brutal truth, which I find it very difficult to understand, is the NACA chairman saying, say, no,
that's
no, what you say. And what the Chirabano pay?
This is teacher manual.
Yeah, I no, person downplay. No, I'm a teacher. You cannot downplay a teacher's manual. It serves as a guide.
Yeah.
So what you say? It is a coach that Quran say, and Ghana, you can't say gender, and you're Obana Bema. You see, who feel say, your bar, your Bema, so what is the meaning of what all these things? But say,
but how about who say you're down for Dr. Clement Apart?
Yeah.
And so you post be on the Facebook Enra. Now, or in the Facebook post Enra, no, he was saying, sir, what is circulating on social media, no? Now a fake because there is nothing like that in there. No, I mean kind of post.
You see, let's not give room for some of this. And you're healthy for us.
This
kind of politics they do, and I know. This kind of politics that they do, Wadaroma, oh, a lawyer, book in the crown if we win the bayana. Why are we doing this to ourselves? No, I did not buy. Aji and Sem, Yania by Hosun Tem, even though we have consumed, it's still not late. Please. Omunyasa, because they are sitting there because of us. They are not sitting there because of their own interest. We got them where they are. Baby, you occupy a public office now. You have two presidents, Swaba, no who mobile no dibia from no. Ye Ghana for and you do cut now. If a survey indeed indicates that over 90% of Ghanaians now because
I will share the post now. This is the Deputy Education Minister. Or say the elephant has again been badly exposed.
Oh, please.
See evidence of what we approved after our
Minya.
But
read the book.
And I want us to do that comparison. In the ocean on the post now, this page here can week 1. Only post honorable Hena or the green way be found. It only green way near gender number 4. On only way number 4 near gender in the book near gender identity. In the only number 4 no say gender, it refers to the binary categories of male and female determined at birth and the behavioral, cultural, and psychological traits typically associated with each. If he wants to say, sir,
so can revise one number 1? Can revise? Revise definition.
Yeah, the number 1 on sex.
Now that's
the same. Okay. Sex. I say the biological and physical characteristics that define humans as female or male. These characteristics are caused by chromosomes, hormone levels, reproductive/sexual organs, and other physical traits. It also means the engagement in physical activities or behaviors involving sexual organs and often aiming for sexual pleasure or reproduction.
And the same thing. Is this a proper definition for sex? Yeah, in our constitution, is that the definition for sex? Gender identity now almost it still finds expression in their own revised one.
It doesn't need the MPP and NDC to tell us what we mean by gender. Please, they shouldn't do that.
No, why
has it been difficult for us? Why has it been difficult for us as a country to state clearly our positions on matter about sexual orientation? Why has it been difficult? Why has it been difficult?
Definition of sexuality. Park National revise. Just read that one.
I'm responding to
Oman Unim say at the point here, Papa now also about show us your friend saying,
Professor by now.
Or say insertion.
National Council for Curriculum Assessment of Ministry of Education.
And I'm saying, gender identity, no. We are aware of that.
2025 Ministry of Education.
Oh, Professor. Now, still, what do allowance? As board chair of Naka.
But I see and Kai said, we are also sad name of finish. I know no see details.
What
draw?
Why draw them?
What call for the withdrawal of the
When will direct me? When will let them be? I tried their schools.
Well, own the crat, almost on the crat, own crat, and be.
Nobody. Statement from it's not an indication that you have directed schools and heads of schools and regional directors. You have to send a directive to them. Once send away Naka statement and distribute.
No, but man, we should stop the joke.
Please, that's the point.
I mean, this whole thing about
we are taking parents for granted.
It's a complete joke.
You took it to the press and printed it.
Joke. We should stop this and let's be frontal with Sadie.
That's it.
But this dilly-dallying, that's Adiano, we use it for propaganda when it suits us. In Sutia, then we are. It's not cool. It is not cool. It's not cool.
Only revised definition of sexuality. Me pacho.
There be on so far because no man be kan yam maybe fiada but mu training school na whatever no ECG training school.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, there's one gentleman or Otiewu Papa. Your friend Hakim.
Wow.
or you're a strong fan of your person, also ECG to them say, and one other
training school. Training school. I was there.
In fact, my name is a more training school.
ECG training school. Community 10.
Yes, I know. Catch me. In your kind of say, on can say we are teacher training. ECG, OBT, you do
training school.
Yeah, so much training amount for
Obeko in the ECG. Engineer be on befa wadwuma mu no e wo se wo kokoye training
okay.
It you fire as PROs no na wo se yekoye engineering for non-engineers to understand
it's a brain to maminya ma na on into aso na fe maybe Friday bit me na me the there's a special edition Beso Creative Monday for the two of us on the countdown to the MPP January 31. We have to just put across the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, now you assess it. So maybe if you indulge on Monday, we will have to pick candidate by candidate and then assess the good, the bad.
Last days are dangerous.
Yeah, we have to. So,
the member of parliament for the Asempa South constituency, Abekansa was studio, ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee, and also a former deputy education minister. Honorable, you've been on this issue. Problem pie there.
Me problem, I say. Yebesre obibia we NDC new we MPP new we CPP new and your party ntina meye de me na Ghana man ye ma yomodache ene amamre ni gidi ni esom ne ye mra yage atumu a ede na ye nsiseye e na me fight for enti so we NDC new we hwan you tie na sopam because wo omba eko secondary school na se wada ukodwam ukofuom wo studio wo ye wadwuma because wonim say ye wo nsese pa e wo Ghana ha naka e institution wo Ministry of Education hwesopa enti wo mo de enwoma pa na be kwa koma oba na kan na onim pa say wo fie asema be ka kire oba no okọ school na ni teacher kan ho fro kire no a de ni teacher aka no na ogitum wo ye elder wo ye sofo wo preach Sunday ma members no enko school mu enko suan bibi foforo no be carry weight as in the way preaching no wo ye imam your Quranic reciters no man Quranic school enko suan bibi foforo na teacher for no nka wo mo de no na be weightia and no amount of libation wa also woni Muslimi and Christian no libation bi ani ho a obetumi apo after akra no akọ school no ma kire na de awi se afei be ma ne oba ntemu asem no enye gender no enye oba ne be ma biu na mo de u feel wo mu no na no utumi mpo edemienu ni bom you read the definition now or you can even have a blend of both and there's no regard to the binary male and female
and that's the gender identity definition a book
it is very, very terrible.
It refers to a person's deeply felt internal experience of gender, which may or may not correspond with the sex assigned at birth. It can include being male, female, or a blend of both. This concept goes beyond the binary notion of gender, i.e. male and female, and recognizes the diversity of gender experiences and expression. Essentially, I can say it recognizes our LGBT plus. But some minister and the document no share na. Oh no.
Let me explain that to you.
Yes.
So SARS adiwe and oma trodi akoma teacher for say omo fan kira de we kwa no omo kira wi
into book we no e wo out.
E wo teacher for na me a we free omo nsam. It is with the teachers. A teacher for the copies they buy, and they are the ones we have to give the credit to. Is the teachers who raise this
SS2 for
and yes, and the intercept here when they buy. So when they are brave and actually woman we near ya because the new way the sanity constitution there the binary nature of gender, Criminal and Other Offences Act said they can way a complete departure. Now I didn't buy all the NDC for no more ya dear. No anye tactical. Ombeba be discredited. Say we crash say their park started so yen. So I was very tactical. And me raise the alarm on meaning so be so obwa and no evidence only one. So I only raised the gender identity just to test say bia e omission be and a buy no be a foul money so. So I only raised no me raise it no anopa a demand they say we correct and recall it textbooks by 12:1 p.m. muho. and I mean so mark online version no I did it gender identity na free mo the only gender na say and no the right binary definition no I say and no mu wie ye no and no this statement by no and I just say we no mpo no one year review, but when you go on their website you know when they inserted that one na omaye comprehensive review no man who say mistake na e woman no enye de na say the master nyina na a new version no na wo kan bi no me person wo kan no you will notice that in the new version no the only thing different in their so-called new revised version
gender identity
and this book are in circulation gender identity, the definition of sex, definition of sexuality, definition of sexual orientation, definition, diabolic definition of sexual rights is the same. So that goes to show that there is a willful attempt to say and no one would be nanye obi error. Now they were blaming Titel. Titel did no wrong. Titel a independent consultant development partner said you know man can say naka for a board chair by house all through one of the bus a bus as a government grand LGBT governmental agenda now say a for they want to sacrifice some people but you can't sacrifice Titel doesn't have any LGBT interest. They have done curriculum for many countries in Africa. You won't find any trace of LGBT in it. They've done curriculum even before no more. So how come you are coming to sacrifice Titel? That will not wash. So if assuming Titel for an independent consultant being put a mistake now, what say me raise the alarm no? Now we are revision no. They say we free mo be away year free and the one kasa now no as of enra ne what say a year the revised version no. Look at the content, how bizarre it is. How it is laced with LGBT content. Now just a year well for now you have owned it. So if you could hang any other development partner or consultant before Enra and then the woman one kasa and I endorse. So that is why it is very dangerous. Now what kind Professor Prempe the proposal on the constitutional review committee? What kind of portion that is related to LGBT? Now, only on lawyer for money kasa. Any other like-minded advocates are very dangerous.
Jason Semne lawyer for money
kasa. Dangerous. Say, to me, ye di ne kase e ba be run Ikro MPP NDC. Na NDC the referendum biaba enti e kwako hwepo NDC fo nyina monko vote yes. E bia na wo fanse bi nkan ma nte ase. E bia na wa kasa kra no akenkan a wunya mrempo nko bi sakrata fa ne nkan ye. Obekwa akokan yes. Na de ba be wura constitution ni mu. Language ni the same things amu de ase book yi mu. And you see, constitution, 1992 constitution, we are Sisavia, won't me message human sexual right bill be a bill, won't me a private members bill be and then be won't me legislative instrument be an act be and then be bra, and this one the way said on the asset textbooks and no be as soon as WhatsApp proposal and this all the blind party partisan consideration now the koto agitu mu pa one local ho textbooks we e be san ba biu e no na ba no be kan until you me ni na ho pa so you be kan this agenda
in this no we have to find the way forward. But let me remind more am share say the live stream no I is stable. You see I is stable, right? In the highest tables, you see, I'm more share on YouTube, no, and then I adom after days of work. Some relative stability and into Ubetima joining in with YouTube Asempa 94.7 FM on YouTube. Now Baba share live stream, no, and the experience will be way better. So far you started, you know, you buffering no ABO and I really good. Kudos to your technical team, you know, for working around the clock to make this possible. But there is still more work to be done. In the end, you can join us and watch our live stream. It was YouTube. Tell your friend, say, and the YouTube live stream no is back. Honorable, it is here. Do we have to trust and believe Naka say withdrawal of these books? No,
you cannot trust Naka Bium. Omo breachy GD Ghana phone because
for allowing this to even come
when one on a print you Naka na a print here. And your private school being a coin, one can say, "Mom, farm, mom, one here into the Kutikwan." We one can as a go. So, being put as a the mandate of Nakanature said, "You Yasama be a wild butchery na review answer. Why approve the print into why you need every and why dear tomb the print are printed. And now we know in a pew. And ye raise the alarm and run and so no. The wild device so was the son. And so net the officer wajia tumun so no all kinds of sexuality no and so basa meaning say we can't trust you further, and that is why we are saying say a deliberate systemic attempt, a high level attempt into
and also a week one topic
because a chronic free bronya buy and only did this year almost first into your first your what dream fresh from New Year resolution the way abom bad they were poison until the rest of the year. Boarding house, well, we need the cost. St. John, they be
sexuality now. Almost a broad range of concepts related to sexual feelings, thoughts, attractions, and behaviors towards other people.
Others.
It includes sexual orientation, sexual behavior, and gender, sexual identity.
Yes, can you say one more
reviewed one?
If they have changed,
because I mean, say feelings towards others.
One more so-called reviewed.
Sexuality, the one Honorable Apak said. Sexuality, a broad range of concepts related to sexual feelings, thoughts, attractions, and behaviors toward other people. It includes sexual orientation, sexual behavior, and sexual identity.
No, team for you and the and no elephant be the and you way na park na say you a more revised sacrosanct version. How different is it from this one? That is why I'm telling you, say Obi, me raise the alarm. No, I only highlighted gender identity. So fast now, no more
gender. Gender. But also sexual orientation, which is number 3.
It's the same.
In the book, no, it describes a person's pattern of emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to others. Because I would have thought, say, Sankawosha Obane Bema, Ebia, you do
opposite sex,
sexual attraction to the opposite sex.
Yes, and
but to say to others, no.
Who they read one more so-called revised version,
one,
so that it's not about team for you saying something.
Sexual orientation, it describes a person's pattern of emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to others.
No version we almost say revised no. And we end this in what to aba. Na say we na education minister and deputy minister and we naka director general say womo asa asemu ba ho no womo asa tena se asemu no we any ade kwakọ kire wo ba na so ato aba pa enti ntimfo jo nka na no ntumu a aha na abeti ase se me sorry na me kan bibia enye mischief enye malice enye time enye politics eye de matena se ahwehwem a ebe ha wo man no and am de tudwa. This is about credibility. Enti we sankam de ni na tudwa ahyese na enko fast na nko muko yi na ga ntimfo jo kra na o twa ntro. Now when I just did just one, all of them rise. And see, when crisis be basa before I'll be issue statement, you know, call all you be for Jubilee House.
Yes.
Wo na kane one minister nti munyi na amko Jubilee House. Ko see our president. Na mbobo mu no. Na mujitu mu said this is the way forward, no. The mode ba ye ni. Nti no, if I conclude say the introduction of LGBT to schools, a government agenda and deliberate one, and mischief. Na ye dear we end this in impa. Else we na supem. Na wo ma ye nyina ye sorry waka. Somebody we sofo, we imam, we ohene, we penny bi wo Ghana ha. Na a few years ago, we demonstration tia ban we twem because we feel say bia na LGBT nsem bi no we ni ensha dan hu say de eko wanye aban na ni say obebo values bi hu ban as abere mpo no obi amprenti bibi say anko to school mu na ye demonstration na say ne wo say we NDC ni and now we MPP ni kra aka wanu atum because aban wo good will we near de kire mmofra no se man sore waka enka they will not even come out to change that gender identity. And when they even came out to change the gender identity, far will be ample say yes sanctioning
because the other definitions no leaves
they are all problematic.
They are all problematic.
That is what
but then you leave the space open. So okay say sexual orientation ni pano emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to others.
What do you mean by
that's
others?
like
you are a lawyer. Obi, what the way elder? SI lawyer. And you know what is the legal implications in Trasia and Tiasia? Now, for to your constitution, now the proposed LGBT new proposals are. NDC Constitutional Review Committee no pass a pass referendum on na fato to won say enkosisi so pepepe. Will that be a coincidence? A coincidence. You start here and I can say, hey, a brab person Mahama can say a catcher a Catholic Bishop Conference say LGBT man cry in here. You enquire some curriculum if what I'm you say me. And it's our curriculum now, President Mahama can say enquire sano or more science say teacher manual and into when you say they baby boy home by no.
It when is how you teach and the way brewa. You cannot teach student outside this.
You cannot teach it. Because supervision will even flag it because you are teaching a different concept out of what see a bra naka for this statement by ya omoye no tro can say we a teacher manual optional and important no one say omunimo adwuma. And if today we still have a board chair drawing salary and allowance in Naka and we have a director general in Naka who is trying to shift blame with that statement, then Ghana we are not a serious country. Now almost say or a optional open a option can all the taxpayers money eco print distribute to the schools because you see one curriculum implementation as here I spent 4 years at Ministry of Education as deputy. While curriculum now you tease out of that framework and print and develop other material to say teacher manuals, teacher guide, textbooks, any supplementary material. But the most critical a teacher because the teacher and the coach and a crown be reproduce, especially in our era of two employee. Two employees say the teacher never can one can the same thing and farmer now ube tino. Not a teacher no GES and the Ministry of Education in Aka asthma at the woman we are command at the directive account say going forward and woman we saw the children na kurano ujana enye female and male bill the wa feel the wa pe the emfa ho na the person ye bia no obetumi aye and you can even have a blend of both. Nasa wona can also say important teacher manual is the pedagogical guide.
Teachers they train.
And none ye they so can we when and they call your lesson plan. And no much week 1 every actually week 2 near woman. And you know we see the best course of action now. As a gun and phone na etia supem support and they say yeah for money ye. For policies and tonchain, Montreal statement directive and co schools nina and the regional directors nina and recall hard copies nina. Man recall you every digital version, online version, mundility. Namomren Tenasi. Yet Tenasi we are.
And we all agree on the
and they agree with all the stakeholders, CSOs, education committee, in Betramubi. Ni ahwe ni atiase ni de atoto ya mamra ho na de egitum ni amamra ni moral fabric and culture de egitum na contest no ye de semu wi a answer yakọ ni akọ print de akọ ni ye release online version ni ade no ye wi anu wi a e was director general of Naka de se wokokra na mo minister of education de ese oba for me I will be most Parliament. Oh yes, I'll be most unfair to say I'm calling for the head of the minister. I've been a minister before, a deputy minister before, and you know if Naka does this shoddy job, now Ekoba even though be far home minister and you are answerable there. But I would not say if anybody's head must be called, it should be the minister. No, but minister no emra after the Naka na one in the Jumayi nekodo. Omra me answer questions say. Going then see intia we buy ewia then no year a be safeguard there ni pafo from mobile point no on correct bibi say be san kwakosi biu
because my surprise really they say the processes are nyoma we efemono how it's possible say obia ehun these dangerous insertions I can teacher for answer by now omodi achra de awie that's unpardonable it's unpardonable
there must be consequences if there's no consequence not just say Ghana for no and mo take care for granted
because the book at teachers they question na gender identity definition ni
sexuality definition
that's serious
sex definition it would even make reference to woman kasa so-called revised one.
That's
and you know, the one other concern is a referee say, the one more that I know. I will say directive no so indicate specifically say they should take steps to unlearn it. Na one new concept. And no say public statement and I want to most station in Agra for they were not even aware. Until the ada and so you know go abonten. Until after 3 years until for you uncle intercept and firm PR and no ye dia cheren ye be ba be cheren Korea within that age group no omo very vulnerable. E ye men so hwe omo adwea e very confused. Wo sound the way akwa confuse omo further. Until na kra no be school no obefiri 3 years obebe fie no na efia ebia konfo ba ebia sofo ba ebia imam ba ebia elder bi ba ebia which say very strict parents bi o na so no not just even one semester no I watched the audio actually na the open no ba be ya kire feeling you don't know what they will do in their boarding cells boarding dormitories what they will do when they go on trips no the university we and sabia and one of the worst failure that can happen to a parent say one bread in Yamisru atete oba na teacher a ministry of education a bimbi and so ayere ne ho painting say mon say no ye twena ne be wie ne ye say enya akrachefo a ya kire wo mo ade omunim de ni modern trend say sex no it said the amman crew bi so omo ya who apply for PhD and masters bi a gender who be bi am for the imponse just say a whole page is dedicated to gender who be mpa one can you even forget and here na category be na men call select you will not see female you will not see male you see all kinds of strange things and no be near there ba enti masre pa na masre bi unse sa human sexual rights and family values bill
yes
and when we na ka hunti and one person omo ebehwe
na no say akodu hin
our parliament one agage speaker and majority leader no ejina mu kenten so omo makwan me en lesson on other paper e pie other paper no so be kai a ade tin yon delete free mu alien to our practices so sada na mpo wantumi anya ka the same one kopem da ubedru so omo delete up to now every week bia me gina omo so raise on the floor mo fanship mo say ye fanship up to now mo fanship mu
in the intimate ma floor hokra
and ma floor mpo obi anso ye din enka hwenkire wo because omo de we kwese mu so obi ankasa up to now crampo no who is apart from one a few media ifo me de kire mo no me hu say objectively no that righteous indignation abadaye ne ayemhyehyɛ ne wo ho no enkae no say interesting to you so then we say interest wa ko this crack one atumu and so ba no secondary school wo fa ase no onua kuma no oba emasa sunsumboni afane no mum because now no it's a structured systemic policy direction say yenfa we enchire wo made because me flag gender identity and no pen no yi free and kind na say ewom and you know it's a very dangerous times we live in but even more dangerous is the constitutional review provision no adofo mom ye me ni nko ho anyesa wo ye ndi sini wo be kwa koto referendum bia ebe hange the future the sanity the morals ene amamre nka pese odi ja ma omanu we no na de osakosha siase no
Honorable I think it's a good job you've done. I mean, raising awareness on such a very critical issue, you know. If eventually say Abaiji Tum na all these books are withdrawn, near the necessary amendments near sign the choir, I think the better for all of us. Inti kudos for a job well done. Why?
Me da say na my teacher for nso abaso. Na ya stress is it any classroom.
Yes.
Wo mo na ewo ho a wo mo chira they are the main gatekeepers. Inti no ye wie we e bia as science, e bia social studies, e bia any other a textbook be teacher and learning material be any supplementary material be aba wonsemo as a head teacher as a teacher na we hu a won tiase no so one raise and farm master the mu raise we ba ya eno no be na masia say ye meyi aye hu nti no ye bom aba so say a teacher for we ba ye no mu raise ma ye menye hu credit ni nyina na mo hwe de aka nyina mu na ye nso ye hwemu nso mu hwemu sa foforo bi put be kira monye the gatekeepers na ye moye ye ban ho ye man ho ban na aban otisuri de obone trimpo se LGBT na no betwe afam
ba ya na nso wanya abotre bia moye na aban otisuri against opposition
na against
David started the opposition
no enter access na me kan say de me yi enye MPP nti na me wa ha ye enye NDC nti enye CPP nti me man nti na aban be na tisu sesei
NDC aban
sabi a Minister for Education tiso President Kufuor na appointed na Director General President Kufuor na appointed MPP na appointed no one year authorized for the distribution they call print you know the cool schools no sabi o MPP ni but the responsibility is one or more atiso and I was a high level omo ko Jubilee House review we nyina and e wie ye won de betu dwa hwe se de tie apart from the grant temples will be a mistake the one minister the park be can so mo reverse a wo kan ye no etanso enti no yes say enya politics na ye nyina ye moa na asofo mo nkasa mu bi na minister elder God bless you
Asempa Ekosiisen On Asempa FM Reverend John Intim Fojo or a member of parliament for Asen South or a ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee and a reverend minister of the gospel with Victory Bible Church on a pastor on East Legon branch and the ode aba yetimini no edi hon komo eno no but I think it's a very, very important issue and we're raising when you read the definitions in the teacher manual. It leaves so much to be desired and I think any objective reader of what is in the manual would come to the same conclusion because mean fast definitions no it's not cool and I think was say you defend it we should all come to that realization say no, this is not good for us. Well, you cannot be defining sexuality, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender, and all of that in those terms. That be this whole thing. Say the binary definition. Him say male, female. I say yeah, water it down. Yeah, blend it be, and it can be both. A bit my a blend of male, female. A bit my way. It's not cool. And even if I want to go with Honorable Clementa Park, the other Baba 2 on Facebook, I would say this was what they did after the review. The definitions in there are still not enkoyi, you know. Inti idea was say omoshe na omutimi tu ho anamon de emayen na yehwe se de nioma ABC ako Ekosiisen On Asempa 94.7 FM and here the beginning the year right series day 6 Ebebremo Mr. Paul Mante etnase after this short break yeneno AD and come stay with us.
African Queen tea, say dear, what's the African Queen mackerel papa? Now why not pair the pa? You are what you eat oh. And this a water mackerel I would do near. Now what to papa no freckle? African Queen mackerel. The way shall we no keke. No pankwa. Nikunu say, oh sorry ape. Oh say fua. Mr. Honey. Oh say. I'm your love. I'm in quiet. I'm still. That means so much said. Okay. Yes, African Queen mackerel dear. Now pour one necessary. Tomato sauce, papa in Sunebuhu. And this a would be a diamond. And the journey takes the extra. Oh, top papa no purple. African Queen mackerel. Shall we no more keke? Now pankwa. Every year, you didn't have to yet.
Sorry,
chimi musa.
Adana kwakwan. Anye. Atraite. Na waka no hu. Ehia cancer mixture. Aka twa wo de. Na ma yerba hu biara hu na. Na yerba biara. Na na duro wo ho. Arthritis yori ye wi a. Hwehwe cancer mixture. Anye. Cancer mixture. Empefo what ye wo ho na ntu mu nom cancer mixture. Wo hu buntu ankasa. Kotodwe. Oh, tutu. Aro you dwe. Arthritis yerba yo. Nom cancer mixture. Trust Jehovah Herbal Center. Watakwa. And our ye. I can do a friend. 0244 871 862 and 0500 891 458. Engine Fide Biena. Menumbi. On your mapping for. On your batter the woman one benum. And Katui. FDA. Apinodo. She cancer mixture. Symbol from a report all side effect of cancer mixture to FDA using Med Safety app. Memo arthritis. Maybe you will have some cancer mixture.
Ecobank Mobile, they make me sick. Ecobank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it, then use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Download it, you gon' enjoy it. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even church tights with the Apple. Life is easy with the Ecobank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the Ecobank mobile app. You know it's 5-star life with Ecobank. Kim promise.
Hey, you're the up and coming landlord. Who died yes where you?
Kwame, I don't mean you. I can roofing and a ceiling. Na me contract anonso so say. Ne fani nyina enko dan rocksters. Wonso wo kromo pa, wo dwen ho sen.
The contract and won nimnia ko. Ghana had here a ban of quality metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard, and a POP ceiling there. Aye rocksters. En fie be brain in a rocksters. Adi roofing sheet papa and who akade asum Ghana for.
Enka ye say ya no mu die nso ebo.
Eni adufudi achi na nkoto de bon ne Sundachi. Fre 0544 338041. Say a metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard and a POP ceiling there. Fre rocksters na won chawuntum.
African Queen tea, the baby
Deep pepper purple. Na didi purple. Enti sa wo to mackerel aye woduane a. Na what African Queen mackerel. Na we chawe no mu keke. No pankwa.
Afibia. Send your favorite socio-political and award-winning show. Ekosiisen On Yet the beginning the year right series in April. Beginning the year right series. Yene motivational speakers, life coaches, finance and investment consultants. Any akukudam bebre kaho. Etu train komo send a beya. Yati for betimasha finance 2026 so yet 2 months. 5th, kosi 9th January, and at 12th, kosi 16th January. See Ekosiisen to 2 p.m. kosi 6:30 p.m. Your life will never be the same. Nafi, Anika Samne say, you better beginning the year right conference change. And on the icing on the cake, you know, a pass Saturday, 17th January 2026. Our Maven Peak Hotel, Accra. And no pan on what rate, 100 Ghana cities. Now what your official conference book on beginning the year right series in the conference. I am powered by Haptel. Haptel, useful every day. I am beginning the year right series. New year, fresh start. Asempa FM.
Arriba! Ekosiisen, On Asempa FM. Ekosiisen, On Asempa FM.
Ekosiisen ye Bonsu awo Asempa de brane mamba obi som
Masomo Asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumadie no asuguso a utie no ma yenamu nyina ase ne yensan makwaba emfa momra Ekosiisen dwumadie yi eso na ye the beginning the year right day 6 Bremo enne medikia ka se Ora Paul Kofi Mante ewo studio our managing director ewo EDC Investment Limited, which is a member of the EcoBank group. Na and then so they were very magnanimous this year. So beginning the year right series no is powered by them into Oma Boye papa to make this year's edition possible. And the conference I be nyame adoma memen danso no omo ka wona wafa conference din nyina ho eka se yenhwe na yentumi emfa emronti ye waseda bia mumwaye ne emfa ma EDC Investment Limited. They are one of our very proud sponsors, and as we've said for the whole of last week and this week, no, the beginning of the year right conference, we so Movenpick Hotel, a year mimin the year 8:30 a.m. na yenyina yeshiemu ewo ho na yen speakers na take yen through, you know, some beautiful nugget you need for this year. But Rapol Mante Ewaha as one of our speakers, not just for the conference but also on the series. And kasa afa a very important topic, which is the roadmap to financial independence. Na yen speaker for day 6 no, apart from MD or EDC Investment Limited, or author, he's written so many books. I think about 8 books to his credit. Kakra ekrame ewaha. Okay, we cry 8. I think he's written 9 books. Where financial independence is possible. Paul Kofi Mante and no any or how to own your first house. Did you know that owning your first house is easier than you thought? Paul Kofi Mante book back no. A practical guide to multiple streams of income with 80 actionable business ideas. Paul Kofi Mante, again a beautiful title. Foundation for Financial Independence. Paul Kofi Mante. Retirement planning, how to retire happy, financial free and fulfilled. And also Paul Kofi Mante. There were 80 practical multiple streams of income ideas. Paul Kofi Mante. Operation 1 million Ghana cedis. Did you know you could make 1 million Ghana cedis? Ask me how. Everything is in the book. Paul Kofi Mante. And away Couples Guide to Financial Independence, Marriage and Finance. Did you know that it is easier for married couples to become financially independent than most people think? We a Paul Kofi Mante with Linda Mante. And a boom extra sa book way. Beautiful. These are 8 out of his 9 books are watch amazing stuff. MD Akwabe to sing.
Yeah, and happy new year to you. And a year for you now. Oh boy, Juma, papa. Oh boy, Juma. Yeah.
Many for you now, so that was and not just you, but one organization EDC.
Yeah.
For really providing the sponsorship for this year beginning the year right series at the conference. Yeah, that was a part.
Yeah, nice menu and your year Juma pano say ye piano
That's true.
We are happy to be associated to this program.
Sure. And I love the topic this year. The roadmap to financial independence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I chose this topic strategically.
Okay.
Oh, say no your Google map.
Sure.
Oko baby na unim baby a oko kra so send me your location. Nipa ne send your location na ukita map na so in 100 meters, you take a right turn, you do a U-turn, and kakra do back do honum. Then next on the financial independence, financial freedom. Na quite ben soon ye befa map ben ye be yusu road map ben ye nam so a nyame ben ya doma financial independence ye bedru ho yen sabetumi aka. It's as simple as that. That's nice. It's as simple as that.
Inti fire say we are in your vehicle inti driver.
Thank you, Minia. Me UNDP project be from 2002, I think up in 2004, 2005 financial literacy program. And I mean who knows say sika seminar any na me adwuma kaka na me ye na ade na ye church nkrofo na me say me I say me so me carry me ho hwe until I ask myself one important question. The year 2006 na your question be afia shas you beginning the year right. You can't begin this year without asking yourself that question. Say ene manye jume bioma and the 14th January, right? Say manye jume bioma 14th January 2026 manye jume bioma bosume dodo sen na metumi abọ bra menji aketua. Ene sema amen kwaje besia metumi abọ me bra me bo se me woka metumi ato fuel metua rent metua nkola school fees bosume dodo sen na metumi abọ bra menji aketua na me ye me bisa me ho sa question 2007 ena metutu minyama na me won ye friend negative net worth na che se me de me asset nyina bom na me de me liabilities loans e ka me de nyama nyame aye me adoma me wo wiase ene e ka me de ne me tika ni free ma e ka no do so sin ejapade a me wo wiase na nipa bebre etie ya they may not be aware of this reality. You can't begin this year without asking yourself these questions. Now we analysis kakra inti etwimadwene besi so say ene menti Timisha say ye to 2 year man kakra kopim 2022 we debt exchange in the financial crisis ebebo mu na a shaky system no kakra but ye hunu say after nyina no debt exchange mark to market say but still nipa nyini that create be retirement still you won call more school say with your school fees still no medical bills near marketing get so to it young to me in chichiri and san kase BBS ya wo so ye intino life has come to an end. We still have to reorganize ourselves and then push forward. Na ya na topic when aya na shame nkran na ye stories I am for so share. I think 2015 I'm in school because Kasai and a teacher ni ba office na sama working financial independence the roadmap ni operation 1 million na say for anya na say sembi na moto achre na me say well it's been net na say a year Excel month by month been in the year analysis for about 30 years and we do this for clients we yan charges sikabia been in the year month on month and o share 2015 2025 last year I was sending me a message that cross say bless you director, I am indebted to you for opening my eyes on the power of compounding. So I just realized that I just realized what you have been saying. Money works harder than us. I just decided to check my interest for the month, and even though today is 25th, I have made 62,300 cedis already. Still about 5 days to go. Incredible indeed. Money works harder than us. I am grateful. My daily returns has shot up to almost 2,500 cedis each day. Wow. Averagely grateful, sir. I am still building and topping up each month seriously. And this is a teacher who started in 2015 and then he's making about 75k a month. In fact, recently there was a woman in the office who insisted on seeing me. Yeah, sure, your programs here no tea no see any on also be your operation 1 million or by your kita statement or see your person the best share make we do 960,000 or shall see 2020. You know, ain't you know, we are going to share a roadmap. Nyama binuma, udi echire nkwa dia. It won't happen overnight. In koma yedi, you know, we are not talking about a sprint. We are talking about a marathon. And ye gidi within 1 year. Ya metina and can't say a year by this time. Now what we see dying? A year by this time, who said now would that land cruise? A year by this time, Debbie, near Yebeka, and they say, Uto bon kakran. Because we are also saying this because we want people to make money genuinely. And it is possible to make money genuinely, but it takes time. Minimum, if you give yourself between 5 and 20 years, can gain financial freedom. Of course, you need self-discipline. One year discipline, meko near sorry biko kasaya about a man ago, and obi fi sorry obi home and to obi home and no say asemesi my me say there be asemesi na obeka no so ade no I say to me omopa na me say there be hwe. It takes very few self-disciplined people to move beyond listening to us. And I know we're going to impact lives. Homes are going to be touched. People are going to be emotional. But one year discipline, no one acting on nothing is going to happen. One year, another year, 2027. Say, hey, last year, can send you. You need discipline and you also need resilience because Jenny, no. It's not all smooth. Edu baby nyama bi ba woso kakra, but the woso still say ojina wona so. I say ojina wona so. Minua, did you know say if you use 18% interest rate compounded quarterly, obi a otie yen, I will bet me invest 600 cedis every month within 19 years we pay 1 million.
Wow.
3,000 every month within 11 years we pay 1 million. In fact, 6,000 every month within 8 years we pay 1 million Ghana cedis. Even 150 Ghana cedis for the average within 27 years now also pay 1 million. Did you know say nyama bebre aya ye to ani enim se ye sika koto ajapade empem bebre na ya na ye de ka na ye de sika na koto. We buy things we call assets, but normally they are liabilities we are buying. When him say you could have very good academic results and have a good job but become financially poor.
Sure.
It will be to me and papa and so no financially you'll be poor. The worst thing that can happen to a man is a man who is liquid in Ribia Sikawan in Sembado Yohieni.
Yeah.
10 years and did you know most employees will not survive for 3 months without a paycheck? Until you remember the question I asked myself, and I'm asking this question again. So one year you mean that if you lost your job today, how many months, how many years could you survive without salary? Or if you don't want to be negative, if you decided to stop working from today, how many months now bet me bob bra 1 year now my financial health check be Obi wo say me answer na less than 1 month. So less than 1 month a fetal. Less than 1 month you need to undergo an immediate surgery, financial surgery. Up to 3 months still life threatening. You need to see a financial doctor immediately. If it's up to 6 months, it is severe. You still need to baby. Now you need to get to a point the ultimate point you can financial independence just we do pempensuo bi ye bisa sa question yes one year juma biom and na bosume dodo say na bebo bra will answer here for the rest of my life. If you lost your job today, if you didn't have to work from today, how many months, how many years can you survive without salary? Maybe so ask me now will answer here for the rest of my life. My age maybe you my not just say you are financially independent. And then we want to talk about the roadmap. A coin ben so near befa left, right, corner, U10, and here near befa you be gaining financial independence. Now don't get me wrong. We are not talking about financial independence to raise a bunch of lazy people who are rich who don't do anything. We are talking about financial independence so we can use our lives to do things that are meaningful, that may not necessarily be financially rewarding. If the finances come, fine. But life is not all about being in Babylon, chasing money. In fact, it's a tragedy if you work all your life just chasing money until you die. The life is bigger than that. We are here for a purpose, and that purpose need to be fulfilled. And you need the financial peace of mind to fulfill that purpose. You know, into financial independence here, it's not just about making money and accumulation money. No, it's far higher than that. A rich man said, or see, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, it will soon be back in the same pocket it was before. So for we are scaling now China pepe and Choma no me here for no besan here for no man no me sika for no besan sika phobia. It's from one of my favorite authors, Jim Rohn, in his book entitled 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. And one of the guys who has written a good book beyond the books we have mentioned. I encourage anybody who takes this conversation serious to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Very interesting book. Robert Kiyosaki in the book, no see, money is one form of power. But what is even more powerful is financial education. Money comes and money goes. But if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over it, and you can begin building wealth. You know, in your journey to financial independence, it is my conviction that you need 2 things. You need a God factor.
Okay.
The God factor. The God factor includes to say we would tune into Asempa. You could have tuned into another radio station. You could have been somewhere. You could have been in the hospital. You could have been knocked down by a car by now. You could have been asleep. But it's part of the God factor. In fact, one of the best gifts you can give to a friend, you can give to a family member, is to send it. Call YouTube, whatever. Share link. No. Nakacha and say, Tie Obi any Paul Asempa Ekosiisen and ne omo chire yen kwan ye befa so a ye begeni financial independence. So you need the God factor, but you also need appropriate information. And in this program, I am going to be focusing on the appropriate information. The mindset you need. In fact, my favorite scripture in the Bible, Ephesians 3:20, Bible said, now to him who is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we imagine or ask, according to his power that is at work within us. There is a certain power at work within us. With that power, when God is able to do more than we can imagine. Imagine, if you can imagine it, if your mind eye can see it, the law of first creation. I say everything is created twice. First mentally and second physically. Without the first creation, you cannot have the second creation. This studio was created twice. This whole building was created twice. Every building is created twice. The conference center was created twice. The parliament house was created twice. Everything is created twice. Your financial life is created twice. First mentally and second physically. As I say, what single room about for wagwini susu that been Saturday me call naming and a brandy be chiame obechia menkaino and also your Firestone Worship Center. Now me about several years ago and I me catch you say wherever your mind can travel to, your body can follow. What the wagwini to me to kwan ko baby ni peduano be di echire and o sha yes or the nagwin air travel na no hwe ne anyame aye wona brabo ma agwini to me susu anyame to me yama ne bem. Until you need to imagine big things. For one of the interesting assignment, and you can laugh over it, but aya no ako baby a ton ka ko bisanebo. Bisaka nebo Mercedes whatever Lexus ko bisanebo bi epon na kahwem na bisanebo omo na bo abodi na ka chom se meko mesaya aba na meba beto. Your first creation, the second creation will follow. You see, traditionally the thinking has been this: get a good education, find a good job with some secure benefit, and you work till you are 60 and you have a good pension. That thinking belongs to the old school. It doesn't work in the year 2026 and beyond. In the year 2026 and beyond, the average person listening to us need to understand money. You need to manage your personal finances. Say ni abet me aye nyama miensa ni edi kan ni friend is saving. Saving the church is can mendi me to me the to honor. What is cat one when your friend is saving deferred consumption. But it's the beginning, it's not the end. Because who the 10,000 to honor now man who 2 years, 5 years, uko kaya about 10,000. But your friend be inflation that eats the value of money. until the scan to now after 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, uko kan ye be scan bad near scan betumi aton and then and to mean ton samre no. Until savings is the beginning. By beyond savings, you need to invest. Investment means saying you save no, you commit it to work for you to generate returns. To generate returns. Saying you be bossika na ho den ho ban. But nientia we invest in say you want to become financially independent. Ni yedi kan catch say financial independence means that you get to a stage in life where you can sustain your desired lifestyle without salary. We do mpempensuo bi a woye adwuma wanye adwuma obebo bra pepepe eno nche sense woye adwuma but the chese woye adwuma when it genius woye no and money does not become the motivation. So for example, if you need 10,000 a month for your desired lifestyle, it means that 120,000. That is 10,000 multiplied by 12 months. 120,000. And the last key, I'll share a few keys. The last key I measure any operation 1 million. If you have 1 million Ghana cedis, and Obi, if you can make average of 18% on your 1 million, that gives you 180,000 a year. If you divide that by 12, that gives you 15,000 a month. And you know, you need 10,000 a month. Your investment gives you 15,000 a month. It would do some so on a chest with or without salary. The investment can take care of you. You are getting me. And you know, we want you. The new way of thinking is you want to work towards financial independence, but it's also important to state, so financial independence will begin with two important beliefs. Belief number one is my financial future is going to be better than the present. Utie say ujidi say wodachi ebefe. Oh misikasem ebeye ye. When nya sajidie na eyadin so obi abeboa wa untumi moa ho obi aso untumi moa. Until you need to have the belief that your financial future is going to be better than the present, and you need to have the belief that you have the power to make financial independence a reality. And this is where you need to start from. Now, let me walk listeners through a few keys that will help you become financially independent. A few keys.
And maybe for more mutie and so on. And your keys in any ebe share wa hane.
Yeah,
the conference.
That's right.
Some of the detailed work would happen at the conference.
Yeah.
So you join us on Saturday, and then you get a lot of the details.
Yeah, my main friend also says Saturday, no, the financial planners, beba.
Fantastic.
Financial planners, beba, your computer, BCCO. Into a real program now per one-on-one. A one now be wow. We say and maybe 40, me pese me 2 million. In 10 years, in 15 years, kwan ben so me financial planner and no better no akire kwan a obefa so a obetumi edu sam pempen so no enti no Saturday no cancel bibia we want to share a few keys. We want to touch on a few keys, rather let me say that a few keys. Saturday no say a mere PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, the videos near the fra to make it very practical. Saturday, one of the things we'll do is we even give them a sample budget. Yes, we'll walk you through a sample budget and how to use the budget for yourself. And I'll share some keys. Second key, Saturday is template. How to work on the second key. I'll talk about the second key shortly. But we want you to learn how to make money, how to retain money, and how to multiply money.
Good.
And the first thing they said, you need to take a decision. You see, you need to make a choice. You need to take a decision that I want to become financially independent. Personal financial growth is a choice, but not a choice not to choose. A choice I won't choose. I will choose financial challenges. It is a choice. I say so. Obia why what gonna say? Me person me di me who me sika say no. You need to make that choice. If you fail to choose what you want, if you you fail to choose financial independence, financial challenges is what will come. Personal financial growth is not a product of chance. It's a product of choice. It's a choice you make. And poverty and riches are both based on decisions. If you don't decide to be rich, poverty will be the default. we thank God for prayer and fasting. May a Pentecost ni 14 days fasting and prayer no ye gusu gidi. But you can pray and fast and still die of hunger. It's important to pray and fast, but it's important to be a practical Christian. Nyamana, horses are made ready for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. Victory comes from the Lord, but you need to prepare the horses. When are we here in Shisheno? Menya me shira Shisheno. So what na se na wo bobo wonsa say me hwe kwan say sika fisuro beba, nothing will happen. And you need to take that decision because money is important. When the causes can the papa Obi abrabo anya nyina na sika so sika ho hia. Almost everything physical can be answered with money. Money will give you the ability to do more things. More things here means more things, including more things, plus more things. Sika ya the papa. One shenia will be in a kayo, mobia, mom, you'll be in a kayo and America. Will be say one shall do you here? Bekasa rough. Say, and one more me. Now on Facebook, now Obia now social media. I mean, my favorite is comment. I don't post often, but I look at comment. No, I tro. Or say we use Mercedes and no interest obedu baby a okono business class economy ye nyina bedu pe efie no there's a swimming pool o bi ni ho ye nyina ye beda anajo wa tworo bebre obi na comment on na manage na me hwe comment obi a tworo powerful obi say wisdom nuggets obi say God we hwe hia fo ehia odio hia kika ni help.
What's the economy? Ubedu na uko tuje sure.
Sika wo ho a apomuden kura to be koyi. Sika wo ho a enkola school so to be koyi. There is a classical story. I don't get tired sharing it. The year 2006 2009 I believe. Mekasa wa youth camp be. I was Swedro. I fired them. Mekasa on the topic, see you at the top. I fired them. Obi, now you hear a young lady, beautiful teenager, walks to me confidently. No, she said, based on what you have shared with us, watch out for me. I am in secondary school. I'll make 8 A1s. You know, Jimmy number. Results by we try 8 A1s. And then I'll be here, say my doctor. Or got forms to university. Admission by him. You could be say, see, obey a fee paying student there, Bejeno. Fee paying. A rainy papel. Ne omo ye 4 ne ma me frame sika ne minyada into obi a minimum send results the chale omwa me be yin mame obi omwa me be yin mame oyi omwa e waste omwa me be na me bisa sa e na madafo ba correspond yes manamra me office e be man letter ko university ho e no ko je letter no nya late admission and na me no ka say she's a medical doctor. Or a doctor, and anytime I remember that young lady, forgive my language, but one statement comes to mind. It is the fact that poverty can make nonsense of intelligence. And my being in the call when you school more. Ubet me a being no here catch us so boy. Haya na obeka when the case skanya de papa me ko sha me offer bako and o catch him so called a year village and I want to make it practical and yes we are bring to your better know about Monday area Monday anopa no ho abranti e bi so nam fie no say hey na wo sa time yes say nkola ko school no wo na ma ye den o say me WSS na we WSS wo ye den ofie o say sika ni onti me papa say ye nkotwa abe and o say o papa ne hwan no bi say mu na che say o ye related to him. And I say send the results ma me hwe enti o the results no man na no send ma obi send na result e ya de anipa no betumi akosiko say han e no to o ka che ne say kofro ma mebra mehwe wa ma akọ school no mo talk here university onya first class onya admission to go and do the masters or see the only thing oye any so twa one way ticket emano and then the guy has completed the PhD. Guy no village on who said money is not important, and the reason why we also make money is to do things like near our fire, you know, so that you bless people. It's not just about accumulation. So obi sika wo fie to me ma ware kura ye de
energy sa
Obisa romance without money is annoyance.
They be an ebufu.
Ebufu am faso bie ni so. Me and some ni bebre ni ankrofo aka na me make bi o. Obisa ye bema e mema ntie mi. We ye bema na sika sem nkoyie rent de bia na financial traffic acho. Ebedu 15th hokonu umuna weni ma kopem se bosume be ko na wie sam mema na say omu odin ya de frɛ omu na yetume frɛ kojo papa asemasi opana kono no na ya be ma so na nyema koye ye bisa 2000 no ama 4000 just out to 2 nyema eno so man
darling
thank you
darling
and yetume frɛ nipa sugar
baby papa penyi
ne friend baby that just say onyame mu amema nso me yenye sika
amen
we ye be man we yenye sika wase musa nyame mu amema. So the first thing is that decision need to be taken. Sure. You need to take that decision not for the purposes of accumulation because you see sika ba wonsem so that's two important things. One, a time redemption. We ye nyaman tentem. O kotamale a won use 14 hours. 16 hours.
Roll the flight beko.
Thank you.
40 minutes no do.
Thank you. It's a time redemption tool and it's a mechanism for efficiency. You become more efficient at your living. Me ko sorry be na say na me be so mo say asemi wo mi trim. Ne kan ye me din. Enso mo me kwan de ameka. Na mo say menka. Na me kan ye. Ahaso de obi ani obebo me. Na me ka chom so yo ba na oti asori de mo na wo de wonsa na sinyama 2026 de ya me mo na to me to washing machine your friend a mechanism for efficiency so 3 hours now would the sinyama no washing machine yeah you save that 3 hours
na odi aya de foforo and no 1 month 3 hours a week no 1 month no 12 hours so ohwe 1 year hours be brave enti no e kan ya na ma maybe to ho o say what the washing machine cry senior ma ya enfie na am say jai sansem na okeka no we ohia ne ahokyere na ode keka sansem na okeka no so you need to take a decision so that you can live an efficient life. 3 things will hinder you from taking off. 1, procrastination. In motor watching a 2, excuses. 3, blame. Procrastination, excuses, and blame. And those who believe in the Bible, Proverbs, make to 1 scripture per Saturday will drill down. Proverbs 19:7. Or see, the poor are shunned by all their relatives. The poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though the poor pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. Osikeni ohia for so. Osi the poor ohieni ne busuafo nyina apono. Ohwehwe mo kura ne nafofo na busuafo ohwehwe mo Erade boayen yo. Erade boayen. You need to take a decision. And we will get deeper on Saturday. But beyond taking a decision, the second key I want to touch on briefly this afternoon is an exercise I went through. And Saturday I'll share the template. You need to compute what we call net worth. Net worth. Yes, your net worth. You can net worth a financial term that refers to the difference between your assets and your liabilities. Major padia mewo. Eka mede yeti eka ni free japade enu a sign the beka as simple as that. Your net worth unim your net worth January you can't begin this year right without knowing your net worth. Now it does something to you. When I did it, then I knew that I was in a hole because I had a negative net worth. And you need to compute your net worth. When you compute your net worth, it helps in your journey. Saturday, I will drill down with a table on how to go through it, and participants, will also get a template. The third key I want to share this afternoon to begin the year right, beyond taking a decision, computing your net worth, is to sit down and plan your finances. Dedicate a day. Naka sene
tenase. Saturday you program now. The planners will be there. Somebody will spend 30 minutes, 1 hour with you. No aboa no to me out to 2 weeks asem. Plan your finances. Bisa won say mfie dodo say na medi. Mfie dodo say na woman him. Medi 50, me retired 60. Hey, now retirement aka 10 years. Retirement is saying na be kwafa. And you see, you need to plan for anything that is important to you. Will be a plan for it. But for me, there are 5 areas I will always touch on. Area number 1, your retirement planning. You know, life can be broken into 3 stages. The learning stage of your life, 0 to about 25 years. The earning stage of your life, from 25 up to about 60 years. The average person will have minimum 20 years of working life. We are lucky, you can get about 30 years, up to 40 years of working life. NASA earning stage, you know, is the stage you use to plan for your retirement stage. Any stage, you know, one when a retirement one, you will suffer during the retirement stage. You see, there are a number of people listening to us. But the truth is that if you don't plan for your retirement, the same thing can happen to you. I call it the seesaw retirement. The retirement you are seeing today, you can see during your retirement. Yes. And during your retirement, when you see it, it's the retirement you saw that you didn't do anything about. You need to plan for your retirement. The last time I checked here, last year, now more retirement. In fact, no crepa and the reason why I'm passionate about retirement planning is we share the last statistics now. We extrapolate it to a now. Almost more than 60 Ghana, pay over 2 million. In fact, close to about 2.5 million. But almost monthly pension, they are less than 300,000. Yeah. And you have a huge about 1.7 million plus who are not on any monthly pension, but who are old and who need to be taken care of, because whether they did formal work or informal, they have contributed to the country, and they need to have a decent old age. And we are praying, say, those who are listening to us, whether you are in the formal sector or the informal sector, you can have a decent old age. Because the last time I checked, less than 300 now, 300,000 monthly pension. No, Obi, no, about 96%, or let me say over 90%. Now retirement there up to 5,000 cedis. Bebre wa retirement Meshia Nkrofo on a monthly pension and do 1,000 Ghana cedis. And do 1,000. I've met people 800, 600 cedis. The monthly pension. Yes, if you are in the formal sector, we need to take retirement serious. If you are in the informal sector, take it serious. You need to contribute to your SNIT and all that. But beyond SNIT, now swap exactly. Something you can fall on, and it's so beautiful. I love the job I do beyond the salary and being an MD, because you interact with the people who plan their retirement, who have a decent retirement. There was a man who came on in a Baba office Christmas. Now by Nasem Yunane said, or retired 2004. This is the 26th year, 2004. But Nyokaya me rain feeder and he said, Paul, do you know that during my retirement there was a particular day I bought 2 brand new cars? Wow. During my retirement, I bought 2 brand new cars. I remember, and I've seen people on retirement beyond just net now. No, I say I beg you 30K. I will have not their top up, or just net now. No, I beg you 45K, not their top up. Or be a honor, your retirees, baby, they are on standing order to pay them. Into your 2 million or 1 million or 3 million or say busumi be 20 feet. Moma 10,000 and hit my account. Moma 20,000 and hit my account. And you can have a decent retirement. Yeah. But it doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. Yeah. Menka we na fire asresem papa ba ko retire no ba office on na then na dem aba so ye beda mo ase na afi na ye pese ye to your retirement car e then na mo to mo say ye pese ye to Land Cruiser V8 into oji $80,000 or me no our savings be no be ko count no ko toy to friend no say Paul can about I'm saying Naja can it is say poor car no friend or Joso. Now say your car. Any car. Into we all we are saying is a plan for your retirement. Sure. It's important. The second area I want to touch on is housing under planning. Yes. As a so be anya baby I would do better. But the biggest mistake I've seen, I'm a financial planner. I interact with so many people. I've done this over 2 decades. I've seen one common mistake, especially among the middle class. Yeah. People confuse dream house with the first house. Nipa bebre si omo dey edikan o si 7-bedroom house. O si 10-bedroom house. O si 6-bedroom house. O si 5-bedroom house. O maya omo ye 2. Omo ye 3. And you see, Obi, the complication is the average worker, the average middle class listener who decides to build a 7-bedroom house. You can't do it overnight. Yeah, you use between 4 years and about 12 years to build that ODBC. Now, who see dining in our with your rent? Na sikana ko share dine until so we dine. You don't get value for the house until you will realize that money will be locked up in bricks and mortar that is never completed. Now 10 years or say 12 years now basis dying be real. In fact, we be now manoko because in Kolano munya ko secondary school they are not coming back. Into Ombe the rooms are going to be empty. Okoto was Kaswa, Okoto was Oyibi, Okoto was Adenta, Okoto was 25 uncompleted buildings. And Obi, I wish that we will be able to value how much capital you lock up in uncompleted buildings. And you don't confuse dream house with the first house. If you are the average person listening to us, my recommendation is a 3-bedroom house.
For your first house.
For your first house. Nyamia wadumna dachi when you are person with CBA. No problem. But 3-bedroom house. She omano manya ma mema a man that die bakum a man that die bakum a one that die bakum asamasa. Yeah, man for guest room asembia ma.
Na unya ho beda.
Oh, na obi omo teacher me ho mo nya ho. Aho ni nya baby na unya ho ofere na tunkola no baku fi dan ni na fa ma ho no. Na ho no so be hu nkola school ntade ne ade wo dan nim wanya lucky at the next morning obeti kokoko
ye be
school atade
next time we go guest house akoda guest house
intino let's not confuse dreamers. These big properties you don't need them. You see, let me make an important statement, a very important statement. The house you live in is not an income generating asset.
Yeah.
The house you live in is not an income generating asset. If you don't work all your life for one house, one big house. I remember after one session, man, be home. You only know if you was painters, or move out of his house into a rented house. You know, rent you out on one fee, or rent you out in fee for $2,000 a month. You know, move into a house that he was paying $500 a month.
When you're
$1,500 or convert it to cedis, that is good money. You don't handle money with emotions. You will handle money with emotions. Me fear so. Me fear 7-bedroom house. Emotional and yet financial. Strip out the emotions and let's deal with the financial. Into the housing. Third area, children's education. Once you have children, give them quality education. It's important like never before. Fourth area, give back to society. We will drill down until let me rush through. You give back to society. When the Lord blesses you, be a blessing to others. Somebody must by all means mention your name. Say, nye Asempa Ankamanko school. Enya Asempa Ankamenya graduate. And yeah, somebody must mention your name. Look, it does something to your health. It does something to your soul. It does something to your generation, your children and your children's children. Give back. You can take care of the less privileged, whether young or old, because you can also adapt old people. Abrewebia.
Yeah.
Why you lonely? Akokrebia won't say no children. Busumi bia make you 500 cities. You can put somebody on a salary 500 a month. You don't know the change it will make in the life of that person. Sure. This life is not about now cars I will be to me a driver at that time. And then him now be to me at that. Yenka say it's not important, but we are saying beyond all the other things, give back, be a blessing to others, give to the church, give to a wealthy cause. Important. And the final area of planning, and not the entire can was my friend high life. Unye sika so aya DB. Aya DB.
Ni pounds so den.
Unye sika enjoy some.
Renam DD peche.
But enye plan for it. Obi plan for it because meaning say boys beat here a happen or mo beti. Ye be wia no mo twa. O mo twa e ho no nko a say one ti say Obi ene Paul e ka say ye sika ye ni di peche. And yes, I make me say plan for it. Until when you plan for all these other areas, once in a while, once in a while, go and eat in a good restaurant.
Man for Kempiski, you know
my for bill when we for your my for bill yeah the bro when it's brew kakra but
not when you can't that's right. I mean nipa so your day.
Now you know the interesting thing. You know the bills are bro panu here begina wechi. Na
aduane onko we
dini na mo bag no kura ya he. Eyo hia na kasa. Twa we ni na we ni ohia kasa ohia. Pebe begina na nipa beji den we ase. So plan your finances. Sure. Key number 3, plan for these 5 areas. Key number 4, pay yourself and invest or windfalls. So you say obetua ho ka busumi bia because your friend waketua na enye waketua no. Say sika na ebi na odi tua rent, ebi na odi to gas and fuel, ebi na odi tua school fees. One hwe ni year obeye asemesi a oye adwumaden sika ba ne nsem a no akyenyi nyina efie wura age school wura age odi ne saketua no wahi asa no akyenyi nyina. You need to learn to pay yourself. Na minim see here ka say obi tie yan say Paul o de we nim ne aka ketua no kora ensoyen eyampa by a friend law be the Parkinson law no ekire ne enti anipa bebre ni be fi no obenyine na still na nyama nkoye Parkinson law ne say otu nipa ketua mpa no so pagya brabo enti obehunu say ni oji 20,000 a month na suru bebi oye ne shopping eno ni oji 1,500 a month suru bebi oto na ade enti ni ane de wo form no ono be ko special boutique bend down boutique e ho nchi ane e won yi ne low won shine high obi su to me to suit ba ko $2,000 obi to me top perfume ba ko $2,000 obi to me top bag ba ko $2,000 into aketua ne kɔ nanim na nkrofo pagya o abrabo o taste into when sua se ne aketua ne tie bia me de bi besi a oboa yatum a you will only adjust your lifestyle to match your salary obi tie yesisi a those is not counter 5 years ni 10 years ni 15 years ni onko akra central because and net levels don't change. Oh, you know stress. Boys, we how they can relate.
Very well.
Boys, we how they can relate. First selection, how much?
Sure.
Na boys akoyi omo ba omo besi no omo to a onam kroma swag no enye swag kotoa but nyame ya dom na nyema mu pagya kakra
your boutique bi o asylum down your money board dey no
yo na fe ne there is nothing wrong with that but I am saying say she say busumi bia obetumi di BBSC I recommend the 10-20-70 principle who believe in tithing you pay your tithe of 10% but my recommendation because we are doing personal finance minimum 20% of every earnings must go into investment into 20% and invest all windfalls a windfall is sika bia we need na beba
eno ne yemfa ntwa
yenum enra mi hia obi me call na sorry your friend is saying Christmas here many amko kasa on personal financial plan enra enye enra oba me office enra nko a eno say me kasa about windfall no first onya windfall na envelope ni da ka nim na oyi o say Paul I cannot believe that in 13 days within the month, windfalls are when you're 11,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Now we keep us our windfall safety. No, first we be sana. We should behavioral finance. Okay. Let me not go technical, but if we be mental accounting, sika 1 year juma enya no normally ububu sika sama 1 time franka ho. So be na the chair oh sika we year juma koye concrete ukoye magbo koswa concrete we year juma 30 days 1 month near to your car senior who says sika no different from obi chawo sika mentally.
Yes.
If you are not careful, you won't account for that money. And to what we are learning, if we want to begin the year right, we are learning, say, beyond paying yourself minimum of 20%, that is for your future. Every windfall need to be invested. Windfall, invest windfalls. Sika bi aba wo nsem na ti say eduaba. Eduaba bia aba wom.
Yes.
Aba wom, ene eduane wom. Eduane na wom na ne yedi, aba na wom ne yendi.
Sure.
You are getting me? Into a banner woman is the 20% we want you to invest into the future.
Yes.
The fifth key is you need to watch spending habits.
Okay.
Fear net look. First time spending. Watch it. Because you can spend unnecessarily. Watch first time spending. Your salary must dictate what you eat, not your appetite. Avoid impulse buying as much as possible. One of the things that will blow your mind, but it's so true. I've experienced it not once, not twice, not 3 times. Oko supermarket now insist on the receipt.
Yes.
Would you receipt or scrutinize the receipt?
One by one.
One by one.
Dominic Utie. Uto bibia receipt. Na shame. Line by line.
Dominic,
do be line by line. Line by line. Line by line.
Dominic, unim say makobe bia me finance nti me nyama nyina na me calculate wo me trim. Nti ansa na medu won minim say me damages here so much. Obebobo one na ebro ni amebu wo me team no. There's been 3 occasions at 3 different places ebu a what counter na different from what is in the machine. Nti counter na 80 cedis. But in the machine, 100 cedis. Who protest you? I'm saying, promotion. Na yensisa.
Be a background aside. Oko sports now.
Before when you say here, before when you say here, no be jiguni bottom. I've also experienced situations yet to be the BB share receipt. No so enyame na metoye.
Say be we mistake you baby into the wo babe.
So we mistake you say ni da ho mean to mean chere. But what amazes me, Ubeko counter no na receipt be bregu ankrofo anje. Omutua ka no omko. So people don't spend time. Look, me manage sika. Every person matters. Every person matters. You need to pay attention to your spending habit. Check the receipt as much as possible. You don't throw away leftover food. You don't borrow to consume. If you can grow some of the things you eat at home, grow them. We will really drill down on this spending habit. How to even whip your family into line. What are the strategies to whip your husband, to whip your wife, to whip your children into line? Because we will do that on Saturday. Because you see, so one qual decide this a person be financially independent. Now here is a boa a ampa a bear dream or markers or boa a bear dream. Ain't you know? You need to get the whole family involved. In fact, the spending habit, I think the ultimate thing is don't be in competition with anybody. Don't live your life to please anybody. Don't be in competition with anybody. It's as simple as that. There is a seed key. I will skip and talk about the 7 and round up on the 7. The seed key is how to create money machines. Multiple streams of income. And the back Saturday, what I'll do is I'll give them about 60 multiple streams of income ideas. Different, about 60 of them that people can practice. But the final key, which is something we want to push very hard this year, Operation 1 million. Operation 1 million Ghana cedis. Make us for Operation 1 million when the first time 2015 or 2016. Pentecost, sorry, be your friend quota. Fis that time bed prim say boys still be break more 1 million no.
From that time,
yes,
till now,
be break 1 million.
Wow.
You build up through little by little and the power of compounding. Little by little. Okay, we use 18%. Obi to me 150 every month. 27 years we trim 1 million. 300 a month, which is 10 CD a day. Within 23 years we trim 1 million. 1,000 a month within 16 years we trim 1 million. 3,000 a month within 11 years we trim 1 million. 6,000 a month within 8 years we trim 1 million. This year EDC, one of our focus is helping people make their first 1 million Ghana cedis. Because nkrofwa and it worked out. Now one when ya OBTA now can 16 years or see 1,000 they can make me but 16 years they were and what President Kufuor became the president of Ghana in the 2000 election. 2026 money away. How many years ago?
26 years.
Ogusutiase. And you don't tell me 19 years there were. Don't tell me 14 years there were. Because money is built through the concept of little by little. You build up little by little and you use the power of compounding. The way the power of compounding works is would you interest basically when you interest now. The interest also makes interest. And with more time, interest on interest makes interest and your money keeps growing.
True.
We are saying that you can use the concept of little by little to build up at least 1 million. Obi obet me 200 cedis every month at the same rate. Within 20 years, no 1 million, 200 cedis a month. Wait, 500 a month. My apologies. Within 20 years, we achieve 1 million. Within 30 years, 6.5 million. 200 cedis a month. Within 20 years, 437 million. Within 25 years, we achieve 1 million. 200 cedis every month. Within 30 years, 2.6 million. And don't tell me, say, wow. And what? Everybody says here, me raised into Augustine College and say, Absu Action and Quote, and say, 1995.
Wow. Hey. 95.
Exactly.
And the work will be.
Because boys Kai the point and the person can say Emre comes
eba fast.
Eba so fast. But say if you are escalating, we get 200 cedis every month. You see the same 18%, but Afibia no to 10%. Afibia no to 10%. Within 10 years, you're looking at 4.9 million.
4.9 million.
500 a month, the same concept. Within 20 years, 1.8 million. Within 30 years, 12.4 million. 2,000 a month, the same concept. Within 20 years, 7.5 million. Within 30 years, 49 million Ghana cedis. 20k plus 500 cedis every month. Within 20 years, 2.5 million. Within 30 years, 16.3 million. We can go on and on and on.
Yeah, the can be sent ya adoma memenda. Na afinti se wutie me na Paul presentation ya woda we and many a lot of comment. In fact, Ghana for the world brochure started. And how can we save? How can we be part? Yame adoma memenda the ebekoso nyina no munyina mo bete. You be streaming a live near day na munyina mo atemo am brochure no. But Paul wa haidie say omo number bia or the betuja na mo amoye interest you contact the bia wo brochure when the jensama all can you na wa contact one na only one Eddie and Komo and then on Saturday we'll drill down into the real details said there is even man baby make I say 2 or 3 years ago or this presentation it was very detailed nyame adoma memenda all the details now will come na mo amobeba conference the beba so Movenpick Hotel 8:30 a.m. Yes, you are beginning the year right conference and not ever so. Paul, and what we'll do and then they say, oh, a number be a
sure. Yeah, my contact center number 0302 6341 65.
Okay.
My main monobium 0302 634165.
Yes.
My main for WhatsApp number can obey me a WhatsApp. Yes, yes, somebody will respond to your WhatsApp.
Okay.
WhatsApp number is 0509 26 84 14 0509 26 84 14. Yes, that is a WhatsApp number. WhatsApp number.
Call center number. No more amount and 0302 634165.
Thank you.
0302 634165. Ubetima from Musisia. They are on standby. WhatsApp number is 0509 268414.
Thank you.
0509 268414. Mrs. for the last time. 0509 268414. Now only one into me in Kita. Now me adoma in the Moving Pick Hotel. Paul will be there. He will go through this presentation, but this time very detailed PowerPoint presentation. You cannot miss the conference for anything. Now, how to make 1 million Ghana cedis in your lifetime. So the other call retirement, no? Energy and
quality. Ofra also person your EDC products nibi and as person your operation 1 million or so obi we boa fe ne make chair boys no so say omonfa information into social media pages this is here. In fact person start here what say because of technology we will put a QR code you can just scan and then you can fill an application form online as well. Ye pesi ye bua nipa ye bank ejuma ne ye but ejuma na say ehun amanfa so amani pa na enye ejuma bia.
It's true inti numbers ni bio 0302 634165 0302 634165. WhatsApp number ni 0509 268414 0509 268414. Any WhatsApp number EDC Oma Boya in Papa and in Sema Paul Neaka Eseweni and so Katinami Adoma Memenda ye twaso a more detailed presentation would happen at Moving Pick Hotel. Paul, yes. You better and books names will be Pebiatra.
Will be obey to me after 0243 902095 0243 902095 or they would arrange and dispatch to the person.
How to make 1 million Ghana cedis. Book how to build your first house. Book all of these books now to me about retirement planning. Book in the Paul Kofi Mante MD EDC Investment Limited, which is a member of the EcoBank Group and Moten currently Yameya Domo Amemenda Yebe so Asia Paul Mante. Paul, who the books about quite away and copies. Oh wow. Paul, we are brutal. Oh, we are brutal. Brutal. And the maker say, honorable Atnase. And he be campaign in Como. When him say elections, Banesa 31st January. Something will happen in this country. Abattoir MPP for Ekoto Ediye on flag bearer. And I'm a Joada Yenya, a leading member of the Kennedy Japan campaign. Enra Yenya, a member of the Baumia campaign. And a Dr. Brian Echampon campaign. And I'm on who picture say Omakwe Thanksgiving after touring all 276 constituencies. Team no Ekokoye Thanksgiving service. Davis Ansa Opoku, a MP in Praeso, and a key member, a leading member, a senior member of the Brian Echampon campaign. Wabe Kansa e studio ha no ABD and Komo. After this short break, me mana kwaba na afe yakasa. Stay with us here, Basisia.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, download it, you gon' enjoy it. In my diamond chain, in my diamond chain. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even just tight with the Apple.
virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the Ecobank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with Ecobank. Kim promise.
Itimi kwani bampo penny market ya enye insupa na yesta ibisano antonswa bobu esan se me packet ye miensa pe me thank you emo dufo bia dum me wabombo se se me kope tank nto na din tank na meta me high Syntex tank din na echepa Syntex tank benzo de kita warranty bebre Syntex tank na fisu so uni my favorite color no tank ben ni bitina ya mamie Syntex tank obia se Syntex tank case close triple tank hwede ya chro eye SINTEX Syntex tank na eni na bebie Syntex tank eye strong eye tough Afibia, send your favorite socio-political and award-winning show Ekosiisen On Asempa. Yet the beginning the year right series in April. Beginning the year right series. Yet motivational speakers, life coaches, finance and investment consultants. Any akukutam bibleka ho. Eto twem komo send ebeya. Yet tie for betimasha finance 2026 so. Yet tumunchene 5th, kosi 9th January and at 12th, kosi 16th January. Tie Ekosiisen to 2 p.m. kosi 6:30 p.m. Your life will never be the same. Nafi, Anika somebody say, yeah, beginning the year right conference change. And on the icing on the cake, you know, a paso Saturday, 17th January 2026. Oh, maybe big hotel. Accra. I know Pano Mokimpai rate a 100 Ghana cities. Now what your official conference book no? Beginning the year right series the conference. I am powered by Hubtel. Useful every day. I am beginning the year right series. New year, fresh start. One expert, couldn't give formula. Sabroni Sasia, only Pabay na we. We are Badumba, and now we Kukutuni, and now we are Kunindini. That's Obama Obid Biara. It's you ready. Go onexpert.com.gh website and an app also. My promo code 25BETG. Then you have 300% boost. A copy 5,500 cities. Gambling way true. Inti chanu washe yemu. Enyama wa wendi mfye dumwache. Gaming commission agent kratwe yatumu. Asempa FM.
Arriba! Ekosiisen, On Asempa FM. Ekosiisen, On Asempa FM. Ekosiisen Bonsu Asempa de brane mamba Obi
Masomo Asempa 94.7 FM. Ekosiisen Jumedi no asuguso a utie no. Yekase the Honorable Davis Ansan Opoku MP in Prayeso constituency in the Eastern region and the leading member of the Brian the Champon campaign. Honorable Akwabe to saying.
Obi, me you na so.
Abdom official panso.
I think come between. I feel say na Onyankopon apagya ye nyina from Adomo Ekwadomo.
Na Brian the Champon flag bearer of the MP.
Inshallah. In fact Brian candidate channel. You know, I've been involved in this politics Nikakra. But if you look at the enthusiasm Nigeria party for Eddie Bojeneswa, there's a clear indication that the party needs a bit of a youthful candidate filled with that charisma and dynamism to be able to win the 2028 elections. And you see, interestingly, it looks like all the other candidates in this starting on campaigns and Brian starting the campaign. Now, Brian has visited all 276 constituencies in Ghana. In fact,
including Boko.
Including Brian has gone to the Boko zone, met with constituencies in the Boko zone, and it's amazing because
maybe say now I felt probably maybe we needed to bring delegates somewhere so that he meets them and all of that. But it shows how prepared he is as a candidate to be able to mobilize and galvanize and unite the country as one peaceful Ghana. So that's here. We need to solve that Boko issue. It must not be partisan. But you need a very bold leader, Sebio, despite all the difficulties, will be a steppy foot on your presidential candidate. The party near Bamo, on your national security minister, on your defense minister. But if he's able to enter that zone, I mean, looking at the political climate and the tensions that have risen there and all of that, and he goes to meet our party people, and in all the instances, I think one thing that he encourages them is that we are one people as a nation. I mean, whether you are Kusasi or you are Mamprusi or you are Kwawu or you are Ashanti, and so as much as possible, we should find a way of fostering peace. And I think that has been the central theme of his campaign, even in the Boko zone. It's been to the Boko zone, it's been to the Mamprusis, and in fact, yesterday, Papa Penipa, a council of elder, a friend from Tamale, and he had said Brian Era Boko zone, and he was so happy about it, and said that that's the kind of leadership Ghana needs now. A leader who is able to bring everybody together, a leader who is able to unite Ghana for. And we thank God, we thank the delegates of the MPP, Wamo J. Brian, in all the constituencies of Koye, those who have traveled to come and listen to him, those who have given assurances and all of that. And Obi, I can tell you, Brian, from Papa.
Brian the champion.
Oh, I can tell you. I mean, I can confidently tell you. And so, let people not be swayed by the polls, the noises, and at this time, I release
polls.
With the click of a button, I can generate a poll that gets Brian to lead 80% across. Meet me in this year. I got two media, infographics. That is not what matters.
The job day grounds.
The job day grounds. The job is on the grounds. A candidate, young, vibrant, resourceful, who has been able to move around the country, is the kind of leader the MPP needs in the opposition. Obia 24/7 is at the beck and call of the party. As a party for Bopre is there to be able to marshal the party people to win in 2028. That is what we need. And it will not be a surprise. For me, it will not be a surprise because we've seen what is happening on the grounds. We've seen the acceptability of the candidature, and we've seen what people are saying and all of that. I mean, they need a certain new face. Once a new face be filled with mojamono be obetimi move party no. So very discipline, kabum, and they also the Ekosiise. But radio is here, we near, especially TikTok. Terrible, Obi. And then Ubeti na Obi akoye press live video. Or say we near can Japan call for main campaign. Ubetina can Japan call for Swakujina baby, or Monzu say way more, and I say, and so. You realize, I mean,
entrenched.
Yes, it's so entrenched. You need somebody who is able to bring everybody on board. And
that person is Brian.
Yes. I mean, it's
Brian. I remember, last week me hosted Rocky Obeng, the director of elections, Emma Ken Japan. His argument, they say, apart from Ken, and a campaign I based on a solid message at Ghana for a year present day necessity at the Ghana for the message of jobs.
Yes.
All the other candidates now, nothing has defined the campaign, no message, nothing apart from Ken Japan. Brian is also an astute businessman. I didn't know jobs message in the campaign.
You see, because Obi, what is at stake now for us as a party is to elect somebody who is a flag bearer.
A flag bearer, yes.
And you see, you say, Uncle Hunu Edidi.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought that I can say. And he says, a quarter cast of a mount to my head. And he thought that, say, will be Jinahona or Canasemwa. Sometimes the panic crying and Yam pass over Bonsu say, You frame a Brian Champon, my creating, my say, my essay. Brian Champon is the biggest software developer in Ghana. Biggest software developer in Ghana. A barrier estate. I mean, in crime, most of apartments are SCC in Fakasi and Brian Champon, Dinshas. Oh, Hotelia. Apart from Rock City, Obi and said the BIC and Quetia about Oko Akosombo, there's Rock City in Akosombo, Oko Kumasi, there's Rock City in Kumasi. He's trying to develop Rock City Tamale and Takrady as well. And all of this, is job creation. But you see, at the heart of job creation is a leader who understands the economy of this country. Somebody with that experience. Say he has lived it, both private life and even in governance. I mean, 4-time member of parliament. He's got the experience from parliament, being a legislature. He's been a minister of state. He's been a minister for agriculture. He's been a minister of state for interior. He's been at the national security. I mean, and all of that. So when it comes to the experience, somebody in terms of governance, because you see, I remember one day I spoke to a former finance minister, and his argument was that, well, there are people who say we are economists, but when you put them at the helm of affairs at the Ministry of Finance, they are unable to function because there were economy be for public administration, public. It is not just about you living it or saying, say, me ba me say. For instance, and this is for Kwabri. So almost the project we be a friend in Kokon Ketin.
Yes.
As we speak, in Kokon Ketin implementation, we do not even know how. But you see, Chen is saying, you see, household be a being Kokos a 50 or 50. Obi. And then me tea, Odi Koko 50 begumi fear. Seni ami boto maeshi. Every day be a mecha Kokoba, Aquaria Koko Kusiabako. So that's here. And so if you do not have a solid vision behind the idea, it's problematic. And that is what Brian brings on board. Aside being a lived entrepreneur, somebody who has lived it, is practicing it, creating multiple jobs. And job creation is not just about, say, what do I know, creating, say, Ubi and Mana, now to ya, snit, now to your VAT, now to ya. And that is the kind of business, sustainable business, people's family can rely on, and all of that. And that is what the Ghanaian people want. They just don't want rhetorics. So that's it. And so I know he's built a solid economic plan. He has a solid vision for Ghana. And I think that after January 31st, we'll adore it. I mean, Yekasi will be economist. That is what Brian Champon is living. Is running an economy, even locally, and transforming lives. And I think that when given the opportunity, scaling it up.
After many rock in common, the next person I need in common, the Honorable Oparians, a former MP.
Yes.
And also, Brian Champon, interesting history as far as elections concerned. He makes the point, I threw in the fact that Brian Ebois mo campaign Eastern region in 2024. And on the car said that Brian Boy, yes, but he also did damage to the campaign in many ways. But when I said, even in Ono, then Kwewu Enclave, I mean, there was this Tokwa on your mind in Sembebre, Moko areas, Bikra call because of Tokwano, Afram Plains or baby. I mean, or the Sikako supporting independent candidate in Sembebre. I have a party in the Eastern region. Is this something Brian admits? ABR, your opportunity to be a party for nature Eastern region.
I think Opariansa was a campaign manager for Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia in the last election.
Yes, that's true. True.
And so he's clothed with a lot of information. Probably, maybe I may not.
Yes.
But when it comes to the politics in the Eastern region, and for that matter, in the Kwewu Enclave, at least this is my second time that I've been a parliamentary candidate, so I have some authority when it comes to those areas. Obi, if your campaign Ekoye 2024, election Ekoye, we Eastern regional, we share the performance of MPP in all the regions.
Yes.
I think it is Eastern Region that performed, because Eastern Region went into the election with 24 seats and we came back with 23 seats.
Mulusu just one.
Yes.
Of the seats
But
and
in Central Region, we went in with about 17 seats and only got say 3 or say 4 in Western Region.
Yes.
We went in with a lot of seats and only got to say 2. Just 2. Greater Accra. Out of the seats I need a war we only had 5 seats in Ashanti Region. In constituencies, we know said these are MPP traditional constituencies. MPP, Madam Foy, Alex Blanson constituency.
Yeah. Alex Blanson should be a Adanse.
Yes.
A Krofum.
In all these places, we lost it. It is only in Eastern Region. We give a better performance to the MPP in the election. And I was happy. I was listening to him. He admitted, say, Brian helped the MPP.
Yes.
And I wanted him to even go further to mention the help of Brian Demaya in Eastern Region. You see,
now Brian helped me.
Brian was very strategic. And I think that is what the polling station people are now getting to find out. Say, Brian, in Eastern Region, a boy. In terms of resources, it did not just give resources to parliamentary candidates. There's no parliamentary. In fact, there are a few, about 3-4 they were a bit resourceful, so they didn't really rely on Brian's. But every parliamentary, apart from South 3-4 people, every parliamentary candidate in Eastern Region on a monthly basis was receiving support from Brian Echampo.
Support in terms of Sika.
In terms of Sika.
Okay.
From Brian Echampo.
Okay.
But you see, he did something strategic. He realized, after we have seen the data and seen, if we don't get to the grounds, the MPP may be embarrassed in the Eastern Region. One day called a meeting of all constituency executives in Eastern Region. All constituencies, 17 by 33 constituencies, and said, we have over 20,000 polling station executives in Eastern Region. I'm going to find money. Let's resource the polling station executives now in Eastern Region, and let's get them to go on the field and campaign for the party. And so that results now MPP and Eastern Region is seen as the best performing region and out of the 16 regions. It's because of some strategic moves that Brian Echampo undertook in the And so for Opayansa to come and sit here and say Brian's actions or inactions affected the party in Eastern Region, it's not backed by data. It is pure falsehood. Pure clear falsehood.
And the fact that now issues or mine in terms of falsehood,
that is even more dangerous.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't want people to meddle, engage chieftaincy issues in politics. Dangerous. Obi, nyadia. Nanseya ruling by Menshia Otufo Babe Redi Mampusi and Kusasi for I went to social media. I saw a gentleman unsupported Dr. Baumia, and he was trying to cast insinuations. Anyway, I quickly went into his inbox and told him, pull this thing down. Because the most dangerous thing is to, I say, Petro, Ejashi now the Petro Guguso. To meddle, combine politics near you. Hey, opening and say, man, okay. Yes, Krobia, there are chieftaincy issues. Krobia, there are chieftaincy issues. But I don't think, Opayansa as the campaign manager, coming with the presidential candidate, can tell me, Brian Echampo, Anansi OPK, Anan Frempong, Anan from Plains North and South, parliamentary candidates, can tell Dr. Baumia, we are going to determine where you go or where you do not go. Then you are a weaker campaign manager. If Opayansa indeed said that in the studios, then Opayansa was a weak campaign manager. And probably that is why we scored the results now across the entire. So there was nothing like that.
Based on security assessment of the area and information.
But you see, that the reality is that Brian could not influence the movement of Dr. Baumia. And there's been issues in Kweu.
Yes.
But for instance, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, after he was selected as the running mate,
no.
Came on a private visit, went straight into the Omahene's palace, paid courtesy to the Omahene, and he left Kwewu. Did you ever hear any Kwewu parliamentary candidate or politician or polling station people coming on radio to accuse my Chupoku Prempe of having invaded Kwewu even without our consent? Nobody did that. Because for us, what mattered most was winning political power. And if you look at the kind of investment in terms of energy-wise, in terms of resources, in terms of where they share campaign in the 2024 elections, accusing Brian and coming to see the campaign manager where he sits, he knows what Brian did for Dr. Bawumia. And for you, because Brian decided to say, Mr. Mekobino, you come and tell this fat lie just to do what? To score what political? In any case, if you look at a Bitifi constituency and the results that we had in terms of percentage, if you compare 2024 to that of 2020, Brian did far better in terms of percentage in 2024 to 2020. And so if we had chieftaincy issues in a Bitifi, why did Brian perform well? The only thing that happened in all other constituencies where people did not come to vote, affected everybody in everywhere. People now decided they are not going to vote. And those are issues where I think Opariansa should be addressing. Why didn't Ghanaians come out to vote as campaign manager? Was it that the campaign wasn't appealing? Because me tiko metem price. In price me kai obefre obi se bra beto aba of taifa. Oso opina za de we ni ewie. Me so bra beto aba, we need the presidential vote. People were not motivated to come out and vote. Why weren't people motivated to come out and vote?
And in your assessment,
I think that there was a poor campaign managed by Opariansa.
The campaign
and
itself.
I think so. It entails a lot. I mean, there wasn't any form of appeal. There wasn't any form of from the candidate.
But even though more results are more penal, many of your party guys praised how I'm campaign
well,
so the energy I'm going to share my campaign.
At the end of
even
the day,
though I'm results.
At the end of the day, Obi, it's the results that we want.
And I'm okay.
It's the results that we want. And at the end of the day, the results tells it. I mean, for the first time in the history of the MPP, President Kufuor, you got to about 1996. Or compare Kufuor vote to parliamentary candidates, vote to one. Kufuor outperform all parliamentary candidates. Nana do Danko Kufuor in 2008. In 2012, in 2016, in 2020, what kind of votes now they compare that of the parliamentary candidates he outperformed the parliamentary candidates' votes. Because you see, a parliamentary candidate runs on a party structure at the base. But a presidential candidate brings in some level of charisma or the NJB back campaign. And that is why Kufuor would outperform parliamentary candidates. That is why Akufo-Addo would outperform parliamentary candidates. But this time, the parliamentary candidates outperformed the presidential. But it should tell you that there's a problem. And that is what Brian Echampong comes in to try. That's to kill that.
But is it not because maybe parliamentary candidate names so if focus on more? No, because you have to drive the presidential candidate in your constituency.
But you see. And America say, for instance, when people are going to vote, I think they vote first for parliamentary.
Yes, no, for presidential. And some of them better parliamentary.
So, yes, so thank you. So that in Impriso, over 285 people more decided say, make a to about first ballot here, dear mamino, mean to my MPP, but second ballot in the
Metro MPP.
It should tell you there was a problem, and that is why, because we vote first for presidential, that is why Akufo-Addo, because sometimes people go in there and you see every parliamentary candidate, especially when you have come to enjoy the seat, you come in with a certain especially among forces when you so but if you have a new candidate who is coming in, a presidential candidate, it should come in with some charisma to drive voters to vote for himself and also to vote for parliamentary candidate. But this time it flipped. Maybe to say was central. Many of Humu.
Okay.
Humu had 12,000 more votes than Dr. Bawumia in one central.
12,000
more votes. Go to Damongo. Abu Jinapo had 4,600 more votes than Dr. Bawumia. Go to Ebitifi. Brian Achampon had 2,000 more votes than Dr. Bawumia. Go to Okankwe North, Okankwe Central, North, Dokuya.
Yeah.
Though we lost, Dokuya had 2,000 more votes than Dr. Bawumia. Virtually every constituency in Ghana, our parliamentary candidates led the presidential candidate, and that is why I think that we need a new candidate. That is why for me I think we need a new candidate.
For you, so be Busa say, I didn't was say, Muyi Bawumia for the new person. This is your response.
Well, that, and I'm basing it based on data.
Yeah.
Okay, Cape Coast North. I mean, parliamentary candidates on presidential number 14,000. Now parliamentary candidate number 17,000. Over
that's where
3,000 more votes. What really happened? Was it that our candidate wasn't that appealing enough? And that is why Ghanaians voted. And I think that those are answers that Opare Ansah must answer to the MPP people before January 31.
And Samia Uku faced with this same question, no? Eka said the party's focus should be on what consistency brings, and that more history nature said anytime you win power, you repeat candidate. No matter me winning power, amamo. Why should Bawumia's be different?
Well, I don't think that. I don't think it holds.
I don't
think it. Sure. 1992, when we took Professor Dubois, I think Dubois did about 31% or so. Then the party decided, say, let's change and bring Kufuor.
Yes.
Kufuor came in, and Kufuor did 39%.
Yes.
He appreciated the votes. And the party people saw hope in President Kufuor. They saw hope in President Kufuor. Say, this is a candidate. Say, who pushing now the nekwa? Obetimi winning. And lo and behold, you didn't call 2,000. I didn't winning. Shebebia President Kufuor, 39% in 1996. Akufo-Addo's first performance as presidential candidate in 2008. In fact, first round he won the elections. The second rounds now there was amalgamation of other political parties and all of that led to loss. In the 2012 elections, we all know there were some. That's why we went to court and all of that. But in 2016, we also saw the votes that Akufo-Addo got. So the MPP has always rewarded good performance and not just repetition of candidates.
In Uber for the first time, I was why
you are there now? Ubana would 41%. Yeah,
but 41, you're saying 39.
No, but I'm saying Kufuor from 31 to 39. That's 39 to Akufo-Addo's 49. And so, of course, the MPP should have shown force. Anytime we bring a new candidate, there's that bit of improvement, acceptability, that charisma that is seen across the country. But this time, the MPP did far less than what we have experienced. So 41% wasn't that good for us, and we should all admit it. And that is why, for me, we need a candidate that comes in with that charisma.
But based on the work, meaning, say, even if you bring Brian Achampon, he cannot win 2020.
He can't. That's what I'm telling you, say.
You expect say Oba kakra. It is from 41 Oba baby 45.
No. You see, Obi, I've told you, sir.
Okay.
I've told you, sir. Okay. One of the key indicators is that you can't presidential and parliamentary boomer. Always, no. The presidential candidates saying, with the exception of 2024.
Sure.
That's what I say.
Sure.
So if you bring in a candidate like Brian Achampon, certainly it's going to push the MPP to perform better. The MPP performing better is aiming at victory. It is victory. It is not he coming to say 41 because 41, that is not the strength of the MPP. There are over 1 million people who decided not to go and vote and decided not to even vote for John Mahama.
Yes.
All they are looking for is for the MPP to present somebody that they like, for them to get out of their rooms and go and vote for the MPP. So that vote, those people are not missing on. They are there. The only reason is that they decided we won't go out and vote. Bring us a candidate, young, vibrant, dynamic, resourceful, filled with vision, to come and lead your party so that we can go in there and win power. So that's it. And that is what Brian brings on board. And this whole Opariansa argument, it's not backed with data. He should look at himself as campaign manager, look at his performance as campaign manager. 7 out of the 16 regions, not even a win in a presidential campaign. Not even a win. Oti region, Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, 7.
We need constituency be
for the presidential. In fact, in Upper East, you lose MPs. In Upper West, we lost. In Upper West, we lost, and it's a problem. If for politics, it's about numbers, not emotions.
Yeah.
And that is why, for me, I don't really do politics with emotions.
But with all your experience, do you believe, say, that abysmal performance, should be placed at the doorstep of the flag bearer?
I'm saying that the flag bearer drives that charisma that we need. He drives it. And so, say, Kuya, who says that the flag bearer did well. Sankoya. So, you should be ready.
The argument say, Abayno na amwa ne homodin. And Ghana for the Abayno who before flag bearer.
Akufo-Addo ambone homodin. Are we now telling Ghanaians say Akufo-Addo ambone homodin? Free SC chest, DND de buy, and then your my boss good for reserve, and in your main Nina Akufo-Addo a pension. Papa woman yet mejifa, Bonnie woman near the Akoswa Akufo-Addo. Kwapiani aboa near the Akoswano. Na aye. At least you cannot say Akufo-Addo na ayo monyo. It wasn't the case. Yes, we had difficulties. And at the point, some of us, we spoke. Ken must go. Yeah. We led it. Said, Ken must go. We did whatever we have to do.
But Ken must go is an admission, said, Nyoma and Koi.
Well,
especially on the economy.
Well, you see.
And surveys, the people voted on the economy.
Well, but if people voted on economy, I really don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to go into that. But we know those who were at the helm of our economy. That's what I say. And that is why the over 1.8 to sign people fear and decided not to vote. So all they need is that new face to give them that hope. Say unya Brian Champon obetimi akodi to me at their Brian MPP, and that is why I feel say the MPP people are going to vote for Brian Champon come January 31, 2026.
And you want to polls now about a in any way?
Now, how do you place there are candidates who have not stepped foot in any constituencies in the Eastern region. Then you place them at the same level with Brian Champon. You place them at this. I mean, it's unthinkable. Yeah, candidates need to almost step in foot with baby out. But do to me, analogy. Now the almost. Sometimes I wonder. Say, why are these guys getting their data? Bronya, I met with my polling station executives. Then I asked them, now Obia from one also free company where I post and almost there be. Missing Obia for phone and frame Bizam say, I buy a to you to almost there be. So what it tells you is that who are they calling? Maybe they have gotten some numbers be on Niger Bina or more day fra on the year one post. And you as a senior you January 31.
Yeah. Brian Betnam and Nimo high in December. Or say none of the other candidates can beat him in this election.
I'm telling you.
And Oyine more profiling of delegate Amaye report. Have you seen that report?
I always see that report.
You believe it?
I always see that report. And we have counter operations that we undertake all the time. I always see that report, and that is why I'm very confident. Say, Brian Champon is winning this race. I'm very, very confident about this. Brian Champon is winning this race. I mean, it's gone rounds, it's done his campaigns, and you are doing polls, and you say,
"Oni will be uncle baby."
I mean, how does that add up?
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah. The base, obviously, Eastern region. Can he win Eastern region?
Brian is going to win Eastern region.
Obe win Eastern region.
Brian will win Volta region.
Eastern Volta.
Brian will win Greater Accra.
Greater Accra region. Brian Champon.
Brian will win Greater Accra. Brian is going to perform better than any other parliamentary presidential candidate who has come, who is not a northerner, but has come from the has been an. In fact, Brian will do better in the 5 northern regions.
Northern regions.
Trust me. I'm telling you, the kind of campaign that is being executed.
Wow. And he will do well in Ashanti region.
He's going to do well in Ashanti region. We are very confident of that. We are very, very confident of that. And so, you hear the argument, Brian is there for the future. Brian is now. Brian wants to give people power. When we win power in 2028, people can look at the future. That's not why we are in this race. We are in this race to win political power for the MPP. That's what the MPP people want, and that is what Brian is assuring them. Say, me ban Yakupon yema domna mo dia batu ne mamia. Moment Frank Kanisha sir, I am going to deliver for you victory in 2028. And yeah, matra makwe and yeah be a betimiesi, because I mean I can tell you, almost obia sashe ya. But I should speak. Brian the Champion is a household name in Ghana. Wakobe Bia or Sambebe starting a mop up across the country. It tells you, say, it means business and is ready to lead the MPP.
Are you worried, sir? Political analyst, analysis on my elections here. Omoka say, front runners near me, Ken any Baumia.
I've always heard Nipamiensa.
Okay.
I mean, in everything that they say, if not Brian, it's Ken or Baumia. If not Brian, it's Ken or Baumia. But for instance, I remember, my primary say, I think on Asempa, the prediction was that my first primary that I wasn't going to win. In fact, Bernard Avle gave a data that showed that I was going to perform poorly. I was not going to do him the 30% of the votes today, but I ended up doing more than 60% of the votes. And so for me, I believe in field work. I believe that the politics has now become science. When you touch base with the people, you tell them your vision, you are able to sell your message properly to them. Obi, look at what is happening in the law. Positive defiance.
In the north,
people are being swayed, told to, hey, don't do this. They say, no, please. This is not about tribalism. This is not about where this person comes from. We want a president, and want a president in Brian Acheampong. And that is a message that is resonating so well at the base, Obi.
Wow. For more Muti, Honorable Opik na Aiding Komoyewo live commentary from the ongoing AFCON Morocco. It starts at 5 p.m. It will be wrapping up pretty shortly. Na sports team na take over. We say, Obi, the reason why the parliamentary candidate got more than the presidential candidate cannot be because of the lack of charisma of DMB. The referendum on Nanado affected DMB than all the parliamentary candidate. What reaction to it then finally? Now, final pitch, bro. Sorry.
Now, what was Nanado on the ballot paper?
Also, the referendum on him.
That was Nanado on the ballot paper.
No.
See, Obi, we entered into 2020 elections with some bit of difficulty.
Yes.
I mean, the IMF at that point, I think, was exiting, so there was Nana Akufo-Addo was on the ballot. It did extremely well in the 2020 elections. So you cannot tell us that in the 2024 election it was a referendum on Nana Akufo-Addo. No, it is not the case. Was it Nana Akufo-Addo who needed to push the candidate to win? I don't think so.
Very well. Ma mention final pitch. Where is Obi? Is it that you don't like, tell OPK this, please. Is it that you don't like Baumia, so you're always backing other candidates?
I like Brian.
Was it then? You've supported Alan, joined Ken, and now Brian. Did you join Ken?
I didn't join Ken.
Yeah,
Did you see me join Ken?
I'm joining Ken. Okay.
I like Brian.
Benedict Ando Ajare.
Does he hate Brian? if he doesn't hate Brian, he should come and join Brian. I mean, this is a party of choice. Everybody has his choice. No. It is handsome in the
Anyways, I mean, your final pitch. When people delegate you across the country.
What I'm telling the delegation is that we've been around the country. The message is clear. Say we don't want a presidential candidate. We want a president. The MPP wants political power.
Yes.
And to bring in that you need a candidate who can get more votes than your parliamentary. You see, the candidate should be able to ride the party to victory.
Yes.
And that is what Brian Champon brings on board. Into Mr. Womo, Omonamoye 2024. So 2 million pioneer in the 2028 elections. Then we need that dynamism. It may occur rounds 276. And yes, be our sena down for Nkojina and Casamano, and Anna Yinkojina and Casamano. Or no emuno, wako 276 constituencies across the country. So that I say, Airbasham, Chassis, Bium, Eddie Accor rounds cry, and the party for Akokasa. And we are going to do this 24/7 till victory is MPP.
January 31st.
No, in December 2020, because we are very confident. Sir Brian Champon is winning these elections.
Wow. Honorable OPK, my Nas, we wish you very, very well. Hopefully, by the time you see Dean Komobio, you'll be speaking for the flag bearer of the NPP.
Inshallah. Obi, me that's pan, me that will be as well.
Thank you. I mean, sure.
All right.
Ekosiisen, the way say Obi, happy birthday to my wife Helena Saki in Accra. Wishing you a blessed and a blessed one. May the Lord continue to bless your age and hard work. I forever love you as a wife. Prince Owusu Esiedu, Adom Newsroom, and on the way, and in the Prince Owusu Esiedu, yeah, say, Papa. Yeah, sorry, I'm a sports team, no, take over. Now, make us say, yeah, the incoming, but not say opposition, no cry opposition, man. Now, elections, Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Hey. And they send you also Ochina over Befamu.
So we be on to Adaro.
No, Ochina over Befamu.
Because, yeah, I'm quite to say Foreign Affairs Minister, Edima Unimac.
The External Affairs
Commissioner. And I say officer.
For Unimac.
Yeah.
Unimac in Yana.
Yeah.
And the way.
Unimac in Yana.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the way we near you.
Oh, number one. Number one. Number one.
Wow, that's nice. External Affairs
Officer
for Unimac.
Yeah.
Oh, Chalo, you brutal. No, majority too much. In your words, yes, sorry, live commentary. Where Senegal and Egypt. Ain't Kobe